Ah, damn it. The buttons were too slow. I was like, son of a bitch. I was going to be like, we're already live. You're fucking late. And
I see there was still 2 minutes left on the timer.
yeah, there was. I was trying to get this started before you got it. Welcome. Today's a special day for all of you who are here, even though I put up the most horribly um telegraph stream ever. There's no promo or nothing for it. Nothing out. So um
But you
I'm
must have
just gonna
sent a tweet, right?
trust. I didn't send shit out. I'm
Oh,
just gonna. I'm trying. What is it? The Kevin Costner Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
that's not what I do to get the ladies to come.
Uh,
Ah,
welcome today.
an adult stream already.
So, welcome. Today's a special day. I didn't tell you,
We're
PB.
here to save Stargate.
Besides that, no. This is more special than that. More special because today we're gonna go visit somebody you and me haven't visited in a while. One might say a friend on this channel. You can see the baby getting excited.
Oh
PB,
yeah, excitement is real.
today is a special day because today on stream, we're going to go visit. If you guys haven't been on my channel or you don't know the lore, let me include you guys in it. We have our good friend John Campia. We've loved to visit John over the years. John
What?
has either he said some really stupid shit or he said shit that actually is reasonable. Where me and PB go, wait, did John just win us? Did John just say something that makes sense?
I mean,
Um,
I don't think I've seen anything from John Campia since the beginning of the year when we found out that he wasn't a complete moron because he made Andor the best show of the year.
yeah, something happened with John. I don't know. John's been on a fucking epic roll, and I had to cover it today because whether you like or hate John Campia, I'd like to think here at the channel we thoroughly enjoy John Campia. He has been the greatest sources
I
for some
don't
of our
hate.
best
No, how
jokes.
could you hate John Campia? He's just a
Uh,
guy.
the thing I think I like most about John that I've gotten to respect over the years is that he's been dogpiled and he just does not give a shit. He he stays till whatever point he's making. Good for him. And I think that out of everybody on YouTube, I think we can say he's come up with the most things that seem to be true. So you should be terrified because today we're going to talk about the leaks for the new Doomsday, and now John, whether you like or disagree with him, has a lot of good resources, and what one would say connections that he's gathered over the years. And according to what John says, he says everything's with a grain of salt, but he says these leaks are looking to be stuff that he's confirmed with sources that he has. Now, once again,
You know,
I
the last
I
time
want
we
to say
talked.
this about leaks. Nope, I want to finish this because
Oh,
there's a place I want to go with this first, and then I'll let you go. We had hoped that the leaks we were hearing for the boys were true,
okay, okay.
and when we got those leaks, the leaks would have almost been better than the fucking product that we
Dude,
got.
the leaks were so much better than the
The
product we
leaks
got.
were when we were talking about it, and remember we said this, we were like, this is a case where I'm hoping the leaks are true. Like, I don't need to give a shit if it's leaked. Like, if this is the script, if this would, then yeah, let's go. Unfortunately for us, the leaks were grossly untrue. Not even remotely close. I don't think one thing we read off.
No, the only
happened.
thing they got right in the leaks were the character names.
Yeah, I can't think of one thing. So now, one thing before we go over this is especially with big budgeted movies, and especially with movies like Avengers or um, hell, even a Spider-Man movie, anything like that. And now I've heard this. I'm pretty sure most people have heard this. especially what Marvel started doing is they have 16 different scripts written of that fucking same script. I can't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure you know this story. But if I remember correctly, Infinity War and Endgame had like 5 scripts that were supposedly the script. You know what I mean? They did one of those deals where they have 5 different versions of the script, and you know you could have the right version that they're going with, or you could have the bullshit version where
So
fucking
I
Rose.
believe that people have started doing. I believe people have started intentionally doing misinformation. One, to obviously throw people off, but two, you get to find out who the leakers are because you're like, okay, this is the list of people that have this script. This is the list of people that have this script. And then you see which one gets leaked, and you're like, okay, so now we narrow it down. We know that the leakers from this group. Now we're going to do another round of leaks, and this person's going to get this scene, and this person's going to get that scene, and you find out who the leakers are. Leaks have not been very accurate for anything as of late.
Yeah, and I think because they've dealt with a good way. Now, this is the scary part. This is not just anybody now saying that this appears to be true, and also the studios have been vicious with actually, which I'll talk about in a little bit, taking people's video down for these particular leaks, which starts to make me think that if your company is going after people, because even if something leaks, like say the thing with the boys leaked, right? We all talked about it. They never fucking took us down. You want to know why? Because they knew that nothing in that script happened like it was supposed to. So they didn't care if you leaked it, right?
Nope.
Nobody who made a boys leaked video got taken down. However, this is different because people are actually taking down these videos, which makes me believe because it's one thing, like we said, right? You could have 16 different scripts, but it kind of starts to worry me when the company is starting to now pull videos, because when that happens, I'm not saying the whole script is true, but something in what you've read must be close or near to what they have, to where if the company is getting involved, like, wouldn't we agree? Once a company steps into trying to suppress videos, that's where you've kind of got to go, are these real? Because if
I would love to agree with you, but I think that we've made it beyond that point. With the way that the internet works nowadays, I think that they're playing us and you've bought into it because, okay, let's say there's a air quote leak out there, right? Like, oh, here's the leak, and now it's being spread on the 4chans and the Reddits, and people are starting to make YouTube videos about it. And then you, as Disney, Marvel, whoever, I don't know who's in charge of this per se, they show up and they're like, oh, that's one of our leaks. We should get it taken down. And as soon as we get it taken down, people will be like, oh, I had the scene that leaked and they took my freaking tweet right off of X. It's gotta be real. It's gotta be, or else they wouldn't have taken it down.
I mean, I guess you could play it from that. You could play it from that side too. But here's where I start to give more credibility. That's one, right? I use that as one. Okay, you're right. You can read that either way. But now, whether people like or dislike John, and we've had good fun, I think you and me can both agree John is a bit of an insider. Yes, he's got resources.
Yeah, I agree with that. He definitely knows people that work at studios.
And we would say that for the most part, when he says something is going to happen or that's likely to take place, for the most part, he's been pretty accurate most of the time he's been on YouTube. Like him or hate him, he's been pretty accurate. And apparently, according to John and some of his sources, this particular leak script that's going around is the closest to what his source has seen So once again, taking this all with a grain of salt, but it's a little bit more concerning when you have, to me, official people that are, let's say, in that scene that now can confirm these things, because it's not like with The Boys where we're hearing it from the third costume guy from set 4, who's the cousin of the person who kind of was the water boy for Anthony Starr. Like, like,
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the craft services leak. They're like, oh, I know the script. They just left it on the table, and I read the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like you could have, but once again, I think as much as we like to give Hollywood shit, they have gotten a wee bit better with that. So I think this is right at the point that I want to get it to here. Let me see.
You called the name of this stream is Afternoon Chat and not a shilling?
Today I'm actually not shilling Campea. I tell you the truth, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. And John, I don't know if you've ever watched this. I like to think John, because of how much attention we've given him, John has come to this channel like a bunch of fucking idiots. But I want to give John credit on this. John, as of late, has actually made some really good points as far as the industry goes, as far as where things are going. So, no, it's not a great showing. I'm actually going to hear out a point that is being brought up. I can't believe we reached this day to where John has become one of the people still in the industry with integrity. We're on some very scary times, PB. I feel like Brian and Stewie from Family Guy. There's like, friends become enemies, enemies become friends. We grow richer.
Did you watch this entire video already?
No, I did not watch this entire video. I just watched the part we'll be watching, and some of the points brought up make me go and I wanted to, because I feel like
you skipped to the beginning of the video, but you didn't watch the beginning of the video.
No, I skipped to the part we're going to be talking about, because this is
I know. I asked if you watched the whole video, and you said no, only the part that we're going to cover, which only the part we're going to cover that you skipped the first 56 minutes and 47 seconds.
I did, yes. I listened to some of the.
This guy looks familiar. Who is this?
This guy works with John a lot. I have no clue, but most of the things that come out of his mouth are pretty, let's say, he's the yin to John's yang, you know what I mean? Like we do. We'll say he's John's PB. He will question some things if John puts it out, or he'll add a different perspective, that kind of deal. I know we've seen him on this before when we've done a showing.
That's fair.
I'm pretty sure. And he was one of the few people we said, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. But yeah, lately
things like there's been some like Undertone was a movie that was made for I think a little less than $1 million, and now they
turned him up a hair.
Didn't do the kind of numbers.
What's
but
that?
It still was
turn it up a hair.
Yeah. These call them micro budget horror.
Okay.
Theatrical releases and doing quite well.
First, before we get into the Doomsday Lakes, because I started at this weird spot, but I wanted to ask you about this before we move on. What do you think as far as these smaller movies killing everything? It's still killing stuff that's coming out in the box office now. We've had movies I talked about, Undertone, The Backrooms, and Obsession. Maybe we'll do a watch along here.
So by smaller movie, you are exclusively talking about the budget?
Yes, these are considered like indie films, we'll say.
Okay.
They are made for, let's say, anything made for under 100 million, we'll say. I consider a small. I would even call 100 million today a smaller budget. Because if we look up, everything is either 250 million or 300 million. Even the new Odyssey coming out by Nolan is like 250 million, 300 million. It's like his biggest budgeted film ever. So I'm saying Obsession was made for $750,000.
Do you know what Obsession is at right now for the worldwide box office, according to the Box Office Mojo?
No, what are we at?
$404 million.
Jesus Christ. So, folks, just to put this in perspective for you, this is crazy, okay? So, look, I'm a big DC fan. I'm a big Marvel fan, but just put this into your mind. A movie that was literally made for $750,000 right now is at $404 million gross. That's is that the international and domestic together, or just the domestic?
Yeah, no, that's the world. That's all of it. That's worldwide. That's the tab I clicked on.
That is insane. So, PB, let me give you the floor for a second here. What are your thoughts about even some movies we liked just getting fucking obliterated? Is there something to be said about maybe?
I think it has. I think that we have a similar perspective, but we're coming at it from different sides. Like you're saying that the cheaply, whatever, made movies are killing it at the box office. And I would go on the other side of the coin and say that the big budget movies are failing.
I mean, it's fair
because,
either way.
Like looking at the numbers, okay, like $404 million, that's a lot of freaking money, especially when you didn't invest a lot. But then when you compare it to other movies that came out this year, Super Mario Galaxy, $1 billion. $404 million is nothing compared to one. Like it's 40%. They made 40% of what the number one movie made. Like, I don't know how much it cost to make the Super Mario Galaxy movie, but they definitely made a crap ton of money off it.
Oh,
like,
no, it definitely.
They might have made as much as Obsession made.
So I get what you're saying. My thing is to save the box office the way it is. I think it makes more sense to make these littler movies. Like, yes, you're not getting a haul like, say, a Mario Galaxy. We can say the families and most of them boosted that.
Nobody can see you.
No
one can. I'm the only one on the screen right now.
Okay, hold on a second. So
there you go.
Let's do this. So let's put it into this perspective here. My point is that I think, yes, what you're saying is true. These bigger movies will be that one big hit, but I think it's come down to taking too many chances on these super bigger budgets. Even that billion is just canceling itself out because
I think it might be like you say they're taking too many chances on big budgets. I think the big budgets are not taking big enough chances. That's what happened to Star Wars with Mando and Grogu, is that I didn't see even the people who liked the movie. I am a person who liked the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed my time. I'm glad that I went to go and see it in the theater. Like watching the movie and what happens in the movie, I enjoyed it. But they didn't do anything to move the Star Wars universe forward. It was like what everyone says, they just condensed the season into a movie. There was no risk. There was no Luke, I am your father moment, or no, I am your father. Sorry, I don't mean to say the line
wrong. And that's the issue, is that I feel like these smaller movies, because you have hungrier writers or whatever, I think they're taking more ambitious chances, which are resonating with people, that Marvel used to take. So did DC, even their shittiest movie, like Suicide Squad and everything, that was a risk. And everybody shits on that original Suicide Squad movie.
The original Suicide Squad movie
still made a bunch of money. Like, people forget that was still a profitable movie. Very technical sense, that movie made profit. It made a good deal over what the budget was. So it wasn't exactly a failure per se.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
So what would you say, since we've been doing YouTube, so go all the way back to 2018, what movie in the last 8 years do you think was the biggest success for its budget?
God, I would.
Because that takes stuff like Endgame out of it, and Endgame's at like $3 billion.
Yeah. I would say, like, if I was to go to, like, for instance, anything Marvel, the early days, do you think they expected, like, let's say Iron Man? Do you think they expected Iron Man?
I want to say the original Iron Man is somewhere in the $600 million range, which is good.
Yeah. But I would put, like, it did a bunch
of one movie that sticks out to me.
You name the movie, because right now I'm drawing a blank. Maybe you.
It was made for around $50 million. I believe I have that number right.
Oh, are you talking Joker?
Joker. You go from 50 million to $1 billion. $1 billion fucking dollars for an R-rated movie.
That's the other thing I wanted to bring up too. We also need to put in perspective too what makes Obsession such a big deal. We're talking an R-rated horror movie with its budget's in the thousands, not millions. We're not even in the upper thousands technically. $450,000, PB. That is not a big budget at all. Even if we go 8 years back, we both said, because think about the movie you listed, right? Joker. It's still 50 million only, and we consider
50 million. We both agree 50 million is not big budget. You got to be over 100 million.
Not big budget. I'm even willing to go 100 million. To be honest with you, these days I would consider 100 million high, yes, but pretty much almost a standard at this point, because you could easily recoup that money.
I mean, I don't know who tracks it, but I would be interested to see what movies literally netted the most money. Because I feel like Joker's going to be right at the top of that list. Like, okay, let's say they double it. So, like, you spent $100 million to make the movie and to market the movie, and then you went over $1 billion, and you're going to get what, 60% of that?
Roughly, yeah.
So you made $500 million. You netted yourself $500 million. So even Obsession, being less than $1 million, didn't net more than Joker.
I mean,
I'm not saying that it's still unfucking believable to me that this Obsession movie, because I haven't seen it yet, so I'll probably see it when it comes out on streaming, because I wasn't able to get to the theater because of, well, you've seen the Tedness. It's hard to go watch a horror movie with the Tedness. That's not the point. The point is,
we will do a watch along on this channel.
It's mind blowing how you could go from, we can go even higher. You can say it cost them $1 million to make it, and they spent $10 million to market it. Well, if they take 50% of the box office, they're over $200 million, which means they made $200 million. That's a lot of money.
And here's the thing too, even Backrooms was successful, and Backrooms is technically more money at 10 million. So we could say that the new Backrooms is a better metric because it's closer to what we just named with Joker. And now I don't know if you've got the box office for that, but Backrooms is also, I'm pretty sure at this point, like double or triple over its budget of 10 million. So my question is, do we think that it's that people? And what's key here is the demographic, I feel, for these movies, because the issue I think we're having is not if you're going to get someone like me, you or Perp to see a movie, right? We're always going to go and see it because of what we do. It's the question of pulling in different audience people. When I went to see Backrooms and when I went to see Obsession,
350 million.
Well, how much?
350 million, just shy of it.
So either way, like, that's crazy stupid amount that movie has brought in, and it was running. Think about it. This too. They're both R-rated movies, so those two are direct competition. Yet those two movies almost teamed up together, like a Barbenheimer situation, and fucking demolished the box office. They killed everything, PB. The only thing that's competing with them right now is Minions and Toy Story, and those grab the family. So that's like those two have the family audience, and these are holding, well, let's say the mature audience. And the thing that I think that's the point that everybody is making is these big blockbusters aren't drawing in that younger crowd. They aren't getting new blood into the theater. It's these movies that the kids hear about on TikTok or they go viral or something. That's what's getting them into the theater. So maybe it's something to be said. I don't know if it's marketing. Marvel used to be the best at that. Like or hate their movies, they got a great marketing team, but I feel like recently they are not marketing to the right people. I mean, the last couple of Marvel movies did okay. They didn't lose money, let's say DC has been.
I don't know if I can agree with that. You're talking about the last 3 movies that came out, so that's New Avengers, Fantastic Four, and Captain Black America.
Where was the last? Well, no, the last one that came out was the last movies I remember for them was the Fantastic Four. That was literally the one before these ones coming up, and then no, they had Thunderbolts and
no, Thunderbolts was in. It went. Brave New World came out like not last February, but February of 25, and then it was like May that the Thunderbolts came out, and then it was, I want to say, July when Fantastic Four came out. So that's 3 movies, and they all underperformed. I mean, Brave New World lost money.
Oh yeah, that one I know definitely lost money.
Which I like the movie, and I like the fact that they decided to pick a random story, and you're like, this is like a sequel to The Incredible Hulk, and I was like, that's fantastic.
But the problem is, Incredible Hulk was years ago, so nobody
don't care.
Well, that's why he lost money, though.
I don't think that's why. I don't think the fact that they reference The Incredible Hulk more than the other Marvel movies is the reason it lost
I'd say
money.
It's more of a sequel than references. I'd say if you took this movie and played it right after the last Hulk movie, it would feel like a sequel. 100%.
Yeah, it would totally feel like a sequel, because if you play them right after, everyone would be like, oh, yeah, I remember when Anthony Mackie played Captain America before.
No,
it would make no fucking sense if you play them back to back.
No, I'm saying even the villain is a villain from that Hulk movie. Like,
I know. They need to do more of that. I thought that was spectacular.
I thought it was too far back, and that not enough people watched the movie they're referencing.
Wait, so you thought that was too far back, but then when you watch what's the second Spider-Man movie?
I in that one too. I know it's Homecoming, Far From Home, and I always
Far
forget
From Home. Okay, yeah. When you
is
watch
it Far From Home,
if I recall, you love Far From Home. You thought it was freaking great. You thought Mysterio was spectacular, and that goes back to fucking Iron Man 1.
Wait.
Same thing.
I disagree. But anyways,
you disagree?
I disagree. My main point for this is that I think that these newer movies have something that is inherently attracting a bigger, different sort of audience that these other films need to find a way to get interested. I don't think.
Before you hit play on this video, I need to get milk for this baby.
Okie dokie.
So just give me like 47 seconds.
All right. So, here's the thing. My whole point is this here, people. I believe that the problem we're facing in the box office is the fact, because this has been proven with these films, and I think this is conclusively what people are drawing is, and it's the same as me working at a bar. What is the secret sauce to getting anybody to come to your business? And the fact is, you need the younger generation. You need the people who are now growing up who were younger when we were kids or whatever. You need that young audience to be interested in these movies, and they're not. They don't give a shit. Even the little one, right? You see all the things that my daughter is into. She likes most of the same stuff, but you know what she doesn't like? It hurts my heart, PB. I know it's a little bit of rough parenting, but my daughter does not give a shit about Star Wars, and she doesn't give a shit about Marvel, and she barely cares about DC. She doesn't like any of those. Her friends don't. No, they're not interested. And
Did you get a paternity test?
Actually, it did. So I know. You know, sometimes you fail. Your kids just don't wind up liking the same things you do. But here's the thing, PB. We're not marketing to our kids, right? So these companies have to find a way to pull in this audience now. And I think that's the issue that not just Marvel is facing, but
I'm not entirely sure that it's feasible to pull in what I would call the TikTok crowd. They're like, "Oh, your movie's longer than 60 seconds. I don't think I got time for that."
There's got to be a way.
Does there?
Well, the sad part is they're the next generation.
I mean, I've seen so much horror. Hokum, Leviticus,
right?
Exit
was good.
8. There's been some really great stuff that's come out that's really respectable.
Okay.
And I want to see filmmakers
go into the settings and turn down the what do I want to say? The fucking quality.
Quality?
Turn it down to like 480 or 360 or something. Because they don't need to be clear for us to be able to hear them.
Take cracks at these micro budget movies and get them theatrically released. I think it's great for the industry.
All right, guys. And that will wrap up today's little session of overreaction. Thank you to everybody who submitted their hot takes to us. Keep your eyes open on the YouTube channel, the community tab. We don't keep them up for long. They're kind of there, then gone, like a fart in the wind. But the next time we put out a call for submissions for your hot takes, and maybe you'll see your hot take on the next session.
We should leave a hot take.
Overreaction.
I want to see if we could get a hot take on.
All right, guys. We were going to go on now and talk about, since it is now officially halfway through the year, we were going to talk about our top 5 favorite movies of the year so far. But we're not going to do that because we're running overtime. So we are going to save
Everybody
this topic
loves overtime.
for tomorrow.
I've never seen a sports fan that was like, I don't want overtime. We will discuss
our favorite films of the year so far. But for now, we're going to move on to our final topic here today. And that topic is this. You know, of course, Avengers Doomsday. It's going to be the biggest film of the year. It is going to be, I mean, I think when they calculate the total box office of the entire film industry of 2026, I think Doomsday might make up like 15% of it by itself.
Okay, so
did John forget how to do math?
So this is the first thing that got
me.
Does
he think this movie's going to make like $10 billion?
So right away, I wanted to talk about this. So this is why we had to have our good friend John back, because I call bullshit. I'm going to be a contrarian, and I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to say, I'm not going to say that Doomsday is not going to make money, because that's just ridiculous. But I don't think it's going to make as much money as people think it is. I don't think the hype, personally, is there. I don't think you had the same hype that you had for Infinity War, or hell, I'll even use the original team up. I don't think people are as excited as people were to originally see the Avengers come together. I'm going to say, I just don't think it's there. I will be shocked if this movie makes or barely makes $1 billion. I'm going to say it's going to barely make $1 billion. Maybe $1 billion, slightly over. Like we'll see 1.2 billion. 1.3 billion. I don't think it's going to make what people think it does. I definitely don't think it's going to fucking be 15% of the box office. That's insane for this year. That's insane.
Dude,
Obsession.
I don't even know how to calculate that. I gotta ask like Chat GPT to calculate it because there's no place like it just gives me the numbers of the movies and I'd have to add them together. Okay, so like 2025. 2025 is a little bit of an anomaly because you got that Chinese movie, The Needs of You.
Yep.
That made 2.2 billion, Zootopia 1.8 billion. So that's 4 billion right there. $4 billion in 2 movies. And then you got Fire and Ash, so now you're at 5.5. Lilo and Stitch, now you're at 6.5. Minecraft, now you're at 7.5. Jurassic Park, like, holy shit, man. 15%? 15% of all the movies.
Like, so...
Even if he's talking domestically, he's insane.
Yeah, I can respect being hyped, but I really I don't even know of people talking this up. Like the talk there was, I knew people in my real life, right? When Endgame and Infinity War came out, there were people in real life coming up to me going, man, like people who don't follow the shit like we do, going, this is going to be great. You know, we had people, I remember the day I went to see Endgame, I had 2 tickets and I went in, saw it, and then came out, waited a bit and went in and saw that. And then I saw the extended cut when they released that too. So, and that was us seeing it 3 or 4 times. Or like PB, honestly, I know you're a big Doomsday believer, but do you honestly, in your heart of hearts, see this being like something like we had like that? Could you see people seeing this several times in one day? I don't see it. I barely see enough people coming to make it popular for one time. But when you're talking about billions, you're talking people buy a ticket, they say, hey, this is really fucking good, and they go with their folks, they buy another ticket. Like, I don't see this movie doing that. I don't see this movie you need repeat viewings for a movie.
Why do you think that Spider-Man No Way Home made so much?
Spider-Man to me, and now...
No, specifically No Way Home. Specifically, only that movie.
I think because with Spider-Man, we've never had that movie that's really destroyed the momentum for Spider-Man. Even Spider-Man 3, which is by and large, and the other runs of it, never really killed the hype. It just made people more excited. Like, that last Andrew Garfield didn't like it, but we're going to get a new Spider-Man. And then I don't know what it is about Spider-Man, but Spider-Man's kind of like Batman. Those are just movies that come out and they just make money. People all seem to be on board. Even my daughter, who does not like superheroes much, she wants to see Spider-Man. She wants to see Batman. She's into those. Even Bitchy, who's not into superhero movies, she'll sit down and watch. She liked the new Batman. She'll watch Spider-Man. She loves Spider-Man. I don't know what it is about the Spider-Man property in particular, but it just...
Okay, what about No Way Home? I'm talking only about No Way Home, not referencing any other ones.
That's the one with all of them, right?
Correct.
I think, once again, it's just the hype of that. You had the...
Okay, so you and me, as fans of Marvel, and more specifically, Spider-Man, been watching Spider-Man stuff since we were wee little children. How many times did you go and see it?
Like, 3 or 4 times, maybe. I think 3.
I went and saw it 1 time.
I mean...
I don't live in the city like you do and have the ability to just go to the theater without, like, making a day of it.
I mean, I'm sure, though, we could argue that the other way, that there's a lot of people like you and still have...
No, that's what I'm saying. So what do you think it was, a mass amount of people that went and saw it 1 time? Or is it people like you that went and saw it 3, 4 times? That, what do you... Like, where's the balancing act?
I think it's not the fan going to see it a bunch. I think it's the mass.
I just rewatched it last week or the week before. I don't remember,
Yeah.
like very recently. I just watched Endgame yesterday.
I think it's not just us going, right? If you took everyone who's a fan per se, let's say.
That's why I narrowed my question down. Do you think that more of the box office was built off of the repeat viewers or off of the one-time viewers? Because I love Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure I've seen that one on opening day, if not the next morning.
I think it's repeat viewers, and I think the repeat viewers aren't it's not counting hardcore fans. I think it's repeat.
Right. So to be a repeat viewer, the movie itself on its own has to be good, right?
Exactly. I mean,
I don't think that Doomsday is going to be good.
I don't think it's going to be good enough, is what I'm saying.
Enough for what? You don't think it's going to be
enough
good
for the normal person to go, you know what? I got to see it again because it was just so fucking awesome. It has to be, to me, not just good enough, but good to a point where it gets the person, like you said yourself, right? You only seen that movie once. So they failed to get back. Yeah, in theater, they failed. That was a failure on them to get you to go, you know what? My family's going next week. I'm going to fucking make a conscious effort to go out of my way, let's say, with my family, and fuck it, I'll see it again. That's what they need to do. They need to get that person who normally, maybe like you were with Spider-Man, right? Using that example, they need to get that person to go, you know what? That fucking Avengers Doomsday was so, not only am I going to go see this movie again, but I'm going to take someone with me. Maybe my brother, my cousin, someone's coming up. I go, hey, let's go see that new Avengers movie. That's what I think they're failing to capture. If you get a fan, we're fans. We're gonna go fucking see it opening day regardless, and we might buy a second ticket just because we want to analyze it. Or for us, that's our job, right? I might go the second time and take notes and be like, okay, this is something I like. Go on my first review. You know how we do.
I do.
Whereas they don't need us. We're gonna go. They need that person, like you were talking about, who's like, I love Spider-Man. I'll go this one time. So they need to get him to go, you know what? Not only am I going to go back, but I'm going to bring someone with me. Or I'm going to go when my cousin goes. Or I'm going to go when my great-grandpa takes the kids. That's what they need to do. They need to get people.
So we'll do a direct comparison inside of itself, okay? So I'm pretty sure No Way Home is like just shy of 2 billion. It's like 1.9 or something like that. Like
yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot, right? Crap ton of fucking money there.
If I remember, it was one of the highest grossing in the Spider-Man. It
is the highest grossing Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Where Spider-Man is the title. It's not the highest grossing movie that Spider-Man is in, but it's the highest grossing Spider-Man movie, right?
Movie.
Let's just round up and say it made $2 billion. Okay, fair?
Yeah, we might as well give it that.
The story hype train, right? The story hype train got Captain Marvel over $1 billion. Who went and rewatched Captain Marvel a second time?
Believe it or not,
just you.
Probably me. I probably helped it. Because I'm pretty sure there's
the difference
who saw it 3 times like I did.
The difference between those two movies is how good the actual movie is. Like people love the Spider-Man movie because it's got the Spider-Man in it. Like I get that. That's why I wanted to go and see it. I was like, this is going to be fucking amazing, and it was amazing. And then I went and watched Captain Marvel. I was like, well, I got to see Captain Marvel. It's between Infinity War and Endgame. I can't be skipping it now. Like I've seen everything up to this point. I can't skip this movie. And I went and seen it, and then I was like, so the only important thing in this entire fucking movie is the fact that she gets the pager call from Nick Fury, which we already knew about. Cool. Massively disappointing. $1 billion fucking dollars. Now, the story right now, there's no story hype for this movie. No story hype. It's exclusively hyped on the characters, which means if the movie is good, it'll probably make it close to, if not over, 2 billion. It's going over 1 billion.
I mean, me personally, I'm playing devil's adversary, but I'm not going to argue the point with people.
Did you just fucking say that you're playing God?
Well,
you said devil's adversary.
Yep.
That's God.
Yep.
Wild. We'll start calling you General God.
So
now we will watch this video and we will hear this plot leak, and we will either get more hyped or less hyped.
It's obviously huge, and everybody's interested. Everybody's talking about it. We've seen for a long time a lot of leaks going out about it, and for a long time, Rob, I know this is true of you too. We've sat back and see these leaks.
I love
a lot of them are just simply wrong. Some of them were right. Like some of the little leaks that came out were right, and a lot of them were wrong. But one of the things that I had mentioned when I got read in on everything that happens in Doomsday, and this is months and months and months and months ago, you guys know that I said it was like, I'm not the only one who knows this stuff. I know that more and more people are learning about it. And I said, I think by about July, I think like everything's going to be out there. I think it's all just going to be out there. Well, it is now July. And in the last 24 hours, I have had not one, but two people, not Hollywood insiders, viewers of our show, not Hollywood insiders, just average viewers of our show, send me this document, which I've obviously blurred out other than the Avengers Doomsday opens. The top, it says full plot description of Avengers Doomsday. And it opens with Avengers Doomsday opens. And then down at the bottom, it says the end.
I didn't want to know that it started.
I didn't want, the movie has a beginning. What?
Hey.
Like I said, I had two separate viewers of our show send us this document. And I sent it over to Rob as well. And through careful forensic investigation, going painstakingly line by line, holy crap, this document is the full plot outline of Avengers Doomsday. It is now out there. And now I don't know how many people already have their hands on it. But if I've got random viewers of the show sending this in, then I'm going to assume it's making its way around. So unlike in the last previous few months where we've seen these, John, did you hear the leak? And knowing, oh, that's BS. That doesn't happen in the movie. Like all that kind of stuff. I have a feeling a lot of the stuff that comes out now will.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is going to be based on this document that is now floating around out there.
You see in the comments on the side here?
It's just getting out there. And there's a couple.
Yes.
One person says this is from February. So he only waited 4 months. 5 months? 4 months?
5 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
Continue.
A couple of thoughts I have when we talk about stuff like this. Number one is it's a testament to just how powerful this brand is, that everybody wants to know as much as they can. And they want everything they can. So it's a testament to.
I have, over the last couple of weeks, ever since the Boys finale, and we had the leak of the Boys finale, we knew exactly what was going to happen in that finale. Ever since then, I'm just scrolling past anything that says leak because it's bullshit. Like, I want to know, but I don't want to know. Like, do you want to know that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father before you watch the movie? Do you want to know? Is that going to get you to go and watch the movie? I don't fucking think so.
This is my feelings on it, is that and especially we know the side who's been on this constantly, which is why I didn't pull up one of their videos because I'm getting
there are not enough people like you and me who appreciate the actual art of acting, making us believe that you are who you're being portrayed. That when they read the leaks, they don't go, oh my God, I need to see that on the screen because it's going to be spectacular. Well, no, I need to see it on the screen because I want to see how these people are going to actually do it. Like, I couldn't tell you how many times I rewatched freaking Stargate. The acting in Stargate is way better than you could ever fucking imagine for a television show.
And you could pull this two ways. You could hear a leak and go, that sounds awful. And what they say on the paper could sound awful. But like you said, when it's shot and you see it in context of the scene, you could be like, I can't believe I thought that was going to be awful. Conversely, we could hear these leaks and be like, what? Fucking Captain America's back? Let's go.
Are they actually gonna go through the plot leak? Like he's gonna unblur it and let us see it?
If I remember correctly, they're gonna talk about it, but he doesn't want to unblur it because he's not an asshole. I don't think he goes over.
Well, if you're gonna they're gonna talk about it or they're gonna talk around it, because so far they're talking around it.
I believe it's a lot of talking around it. Because me too, I don't want to get into specifics. Because I feel like if anything's true, I don't want to be spoiling it either here on the channel. So
you can't spoil anything if it's not like Avengers Doomsday complete plot leaks online. What he means to say is it rumors online.
I mean, well, let's go into it because according to
he's not gonna. You just told me he's not gonna get into it. He's just gonna talk around it. He's not gonna say, "Oh yeah," and this is how they connect Iron Man to Doctor Doom. That's the only thing anybody fucking cares about.
Sure.
Go.
Well, yeah. Just continue.
Just the fact that people want this information so much. And that says something very positive about your brand and your franchise. When you've made something that gets people this excited and are hunting down information and will do whatever they can do to get their hands on the information, that says something and that speaks well to your franchise. So, I mean, good on them for that. And I've had people, guys write in recently and say stuff like,
if this was pre-YouTube, I would agree with him. But post-YouTube,
how can Marvel let this happen? How can they let it happen? Well, I mean, the reality is it is not tens or dozens or hundreds. It is thousands of people who work on these movies. Thousands of them. All of them with global audio communication devices in their pockets. And to be honest with you, the question I ask isn't how does Marvel let this stuff leak out? The question I generally ask is how the hell did they stop more from not getting out? Because to me, it's an amazing thing that they're able to keep it as much of it a secret. Rob, we were just talking about Spider-Man. Spider-Man Brand New Day. There's surprisingly little. I mean, there is information out there, but it's not spread as much as you might think it would be now, just being a month away from the movie coming out.
Not everybody in every position. Like, if he says there's thousands of people working on this, sure, I'll go ahead and agree with that. That's fine. Does he not understand what strategic division of labor means? They don't have one fucking guy that edits everything so that he knows the entire fucking story. They have this guy edit this part, this guy edit this part, this guy edit this part, and then there's maybe half a dozen people that literally splice the whole thing together to make the film? Yep. Like, why do you think that everybody knows everything? Like, you would have to take little leak, little leak, little leak, little leak, and then boom, you compile it together and this is the plot leak. Like, it doesn't come from one person. Not all of these thousands of people know everything. Even the actors don't fucking know everything.
They're giving
fucking Star Wars.
If I remember correctly, there were some points where they would have different scenes that were in an original script, and then they get out there to do a scene, and maybe things are cut or changed, certain mannerisms. How many hours of footage do we see that's cut from even 2 or 3 hour movies? And that was all shot. That's how you get your extra.
Well, it depends on whether it was made by Zack Snyder or not.
Zack Snyder movie, you could guarantee every fucking thing is in the movie. Oh my god.
Continue.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fascinating. But I want to give a word of comfort. Gather ye round, and let me speak unto thee soothing words of gentleness.
I wish I had that music we used before.
do, 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 do. Yes. It is story time. I got to bring back story time, by the way.
I know, that was awesome.
Yes, we will bring back story time sometime soon. But for now, I know there are probably a lot of people out there, probably many of you guys in the live chat right now, who are now freaking out and kind of stressed out that you're going to get Avengers Doomsday spoiled for you before the movie comes out. I wish I could sit here and tell you, don't worry about it, you probably won't. Because that's not true. I think the reality is, with it only being July, it's going to be almost unavoidable. It's going to be almost inevitable. It is inevitable. I will, though, say this, is that I really don't think, knowing as probably now hundreds of thousands of people know what Rob and I have known for a long time now. And Rob, one of the things that we said ages ago when we first went is like, because people would say, doesn't that ruin the movie for you? I'm like, if anything, I am more excited now to see this movie.
Good old John.
I am more excited to watch this movie. You think the people who read the Harry Potter books is like, oh no, now I can't enjoy the Harry Potter movies. Nah, pretty sure they did. Do you think anybody who has the simplest understanding of history?
And I want
pause. Go ahead.
I want to address this first because you know how I am a big stickler here of source material. Why I feel like this is a stupid argument to bring up this versus that is that how many, and we argue this on our channel ourselves because I always go into fucking source material. It is different framing this as a book reader versus a plot leak because there's no book on what's coming out for this movie.
No, because the way that Marvel does it is they don't just take a comic book or a comic book story and put it on the screen. They take a couple of stories and they weave them together.
So with Harry Potter, like, yes, you could theoretically say, well, being that I read the Deathly Hallows, right, I'm going to know what's in that movie. And to an extent, it is pretty faithful, but there's a lot of shit that's in that movie because of stuff that happened previously that they changed or altered that makes different character arcs and moments like, yes, the beats are still the same. What happens in the overall story is still the same, but how we got there is very different. There's whole characters, scenes, different places they go to, certain moments that are just not in the movies at all.
Let's put it this way. A what I would say better comparison, if you're saying stuff that's missing, is Game of Thrones. I have read exactly 0 Game of Thrones books, and I have thoroughly enjoyed, except for them 2 fucking seasons, everything that's been made in Westeros. My baby's attacking my robot vacuum. I'll be right back.
So I think this argument about, oh, well, does it like people who are already hyped, you're not going to, well, no, this is different because you're not talking like, yes, this is supposed to be wrapping up the that horrible villain that they had, and the time anomalies and a reset, and we're getting into Battle World and things like that. But that isn't the same as coming from, like you said, a Game of Thrones or let's say Dexter or anything that's based on a book that a book reader be coming in, because that's different. That's a full-on adaptation. This is a
Dexter's
leak
based on a book.
Huh?
Dexter is based on a book.
Yeah.
Huh.
Huge, by Jeff Lindsay. Huge book series. Had a bad end too. You want to hear something funny? The book's ending some consider worse.
I mean, I've read 0 of the Reacher books,
and I would say I've read the Reacher books, and
still spectacular.
And it was still spectacular, yeah. And even with that, with it being a show, and I would say it adapts it pretty faithfully. There's still stuff they cut out of that too, and they have a whole
right. But okay, so does the stuff that they cut out pull back from the surprise? Like if you never read any of the books and then you watch the Harry Potter movies, you're like, holy fuck, that's who that is?
I mean, that's where it might be different with me having knowledge versus you not. Some of the surprises weren't surprises for me. Some of the stuff, and I almost got mad because it's like, for you, you'd be like, that character was evil, blah, blah, blah. Well, for me, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I kind of knew where this was going because they set it up exactly the same. And that's where I get your argument from sometimes where it's like, I don't want something where I'll go, well, I already know who the villain is, right? Because that does ruin it. That's where there's a fine line between adapting something versus not, right? But this situation is different because this is an original project. So when you're being leaked or given a specific plot point, you're actually ruining the current story that's being told. Like,
bingo, 100% agree.
It's way different than, say, something that's already existed that we know.
I want to have my emotional moment while it's happening. I don't want to be in the position that John Campea is in, where he's like, oh, I read this. Oh my God, it's amazing. I need to go and see this movie. And then you go and see the movie, right? And you're like, yep, knew that was going to happen.
I mean, or maybe if you're John, because he's just such an excitable guy, you go, exactly how I pictured it, emotional weight.
I guess you take that view a little bit. Like, I am a big proponent of taking written works and putting them on the screen to play out in a movable fashion.
And here's the thing with me writing a book. I would like my novel to reach that visual medium. And I would like to keep the integrity, but at the same time, I'm getting to a point where now I understand why authors and people who adapt their works, right, would want to slightly change it up. Maybe there's something you write, and at the time where you wrote it in the story, it seemed to fit right. But then you go through and you reread it and go, God, I wish I changed this because, this will make more sense later. And I think that's another part of the adaptation.
I am very intrigued with the episode of Invincible that everyone hates. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
When he fights the devil, everyone hates this episode. They're like, it's absolute filler. It's not in the story. And I was like, no, it wasn't in that story. It's in this story. And if you think that it's going to be a one-off and none of these characters are going to have any type of resurgence in any way, you're fooling yourself. I'm not saying that it's going to be a massive plot point, because in reality, there's one massive plot point in all of Invincible, and that is the Viltrumites versus the universe. That is the plot of the entire comic book. But how you get there is just as important as getting there.
100. You know what? I'm just gonna play the video. I can't even follow.
Play.
that was a perfect way to put that, PB.
Was like, well, I don't know if I can watch Oppenheimer now because I know what. No. And that's the feeling I had, Rob.
Did the bomb work?
Yeah, do they actually end up blowing shit up
I do.
at the end?
I hear it's what sunk the Titanic.
Do you know James Cameron actually did build a boat? Anyway, so what my soothing and calming words would be to those
Titanic is a terrible fucking
right
example.
to worry that you're probably going to have stuff about the movie spoiled for you. But
Stop bitching at me.
at the same time, all I can tell you is that I don't think it's actually going to lessen your experience when we watch the movie or take away any of your excitement from seeing it. If you're anything like us, and we're just normal film fans like you guys,
No, you're
I have
fucking
a
not.
feeling it's only going to make you even more.
Get up, baby. Go ahead.
You're not normal film fans if you're gonna talk around a fucking leak so that you can continue to shill the movie without actually telling people what you're shilling for. That doesn't make you a normal film fan. Having insiders that call you to be like, hey, this is going on, John, does not make you a normal film fan.
Oh man, if you guys know, we love having John. We haven't had a good John roast in quite some time.
Excited to see the
So
movie.
ridiculous.
And not everybody's the same. Maybe that'll be true for some. Maybe that won't be true for others. But I don't think you have to worry too much about it. The information's out there now, and it's going to now start spreading very quickly. It's going to start getting
And so
very.
I want to point out that a lot of people have pointed out about this stream that I wanted to make clear, and why this is a confirmation, why I'm bringing this up, is because this whole thing, PB, if you've noticed, is consoling people. He's not saying that this isn't true, or he's saying, well, guys, you're going to hear these leaks, but I just want you guys to be calm. It's not going to, when people start talking like that, that signifies to me these fucking leaks have to have a good majority of whatever the fuck John heard about back in the day. So this has got to be pretty fucking accurate to something he knows, which is just amazing to me. That if you want to downplay leaks, I would think he'd come out and be like, absolutely not fucking true, blah, 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 what a crock of shit, like he was in the beginning. But then he goes into this weird consoling thing, which makes me start to believe that these leaks that are out must be legitimate. I still find it crazy that when does Doomsday come out, right? It doesn't come out this month.
It comes out the week before Christmas.
Christmas, yeah. So this to me is atrocious. If these leaks are the real McCoy, I still find it atrocious that we're in July. You have a movie that's damn near coming out near Christmas towards the end of the year, and you supposedly have a leak this bad. I do fall into that crowd where, like, yeah, you can't confiscate people's phones. You're always going to have people who leak something or rather, but something this massive shouldn't be out here this soon. I'm sorry. I totally disagree. And I hate that advice with, well, just don't go on the internet or blah, blah, blah. Like you and me, let's just say we're not the typical movie goer. We even say here on the channel, we're not the typical person who just goes and sees one movies. We actively see stuff because it's what we bring to you guys here on the channel. I think that it's ridiculous to have a leak this massive out in the world. I mean, wouldn't you get, PB, you're pretty good at avoiding this stuff, but let me ask you this.
I actively just looked it up.
Huh?
It's on my phone.
Okay.
Words here.
After this, maybe we'll go over the leaks if you want to, and we'll give our own 2 cents.
Rumors.
Just for funsies. But John's not denying them either, and John's got, let's say, more context than we do. He actually knows people in that world. That's how his show is as popular as it is. And he's not denying them, which is really fucking nuts to me. Do you think this is a good way to go? Reassure people, go, hey, the movie's still going to be fun, guys. Like, you could get the whole scene ruined for you, but you just got to be there and go, well, look at it on the big screen. PB, it's on the big screen. It's not on your phone anymore. So it makes it better. It's like, no, I still question how the fuck are leaks like this getting out? You're Marvel. You have more money than God. You can literally raise your prices on your theme parks and kick anybody else out, and Mickey can fucking gang bang somebody and get away with it. Okay? And you're telling me you can't stop a piece of paper from going out? No, I don't buy it, PB. What is your thought? I think it's insane to say the company doesn't have a blame in this. Like, maybe the normal person won't find out the leaks. Maybe they will, because it's fucking everywhere. Like,
so when people do this, nobody ever references the past in the sense of, oh, you remember when we got this leak about this movie and it was also 100% correct? No, you don't, because it never happened.
I mean, could we think of anything we've covered here where we've heard a leak and it's been true? Let's go that route.
Oh, no, we've heard plenty of leaks that were true. The one that sticks out in my mind is that, rumor going around, they cut a bunch of Mira's scenes from Aquaman 2 because everything that happened. True. 100% true. Did it tell you what was going to happen in the movie? No. So I feel like that is the biggest issue. Is that people want to reference leaks, but they don't want to go back and be like, oh, remember when this leak was wrong, and this leak was wrong, and this leak was wrong, and everyone called it a leak, and it was completely fucking false. But now we're supposed to believe that this is an actual fucking leak. This is the story. Nothing's going to change. It's not like they have, this came out in fucking February. It's not like they have an entire fucking year to re-edit the movie and change things as they want to.
And let's just keep this in mind too. Marvel is notorious for doing it right up to the day. How many stories have we covered here where Marvel literally was changing shit in their movie before it was coming out?
It's a lot easier to change stuff in the late stages now that everything is a digital projection and not on actual film. Like, you don't have to. Okay, so there's 4,300 or so. Like, there's over 4,000 theaters in America that are going to play this movie. Okay, if there were 4,000 theaters playing The Empire Strikes Back in 1981, I think. Not the point. The point is, you had to send them. Like, they're doing it in more than one theater usually. You know, with a movie that big, it's, you know, you got 16 theaters in your theater building. There's going to be either 2 or 3 that are doing the biggest ones when it's blockbusters like this. So that means you have to send out over 8,000 film reels. And the film reel has to be there in time, which means that somebody like General Zod, who works at the theater, can watch it ahead of time if he wants to. That's how shit leaked in the past. People watched the fucking movie before it was meant to be released. Now it's like, well, I heard from a person that this is what happens.
Even test screenings used to be a big thing of leaks, remember? And then by then, it was too late for the studio to change.
It seems like recently, like I've heard a couple test screenings. They're like, Brave New World. Apparently, it used to be a completely different fucking movie.
Yeah, and everybody who saw the test,
they went to the test audiences and they were like, ugh, how bad was that fucking movie if the one that got released was as bad as it was?
Dude, I can't even imagine, because from what I've heard from the test screening, dude, they reshot tons of shit. Half of the budget we talked about was the reshoots. Half the budget that bloated it was reshooting it. So honestly, they should have just gave us a shitty movie, because at least the shittier one would have had some kind of a shot. But it was literally millions of dollars of reshoots. So we're not, like you said, we're not in the same age where someone gets a hold of a scene and Marvel looks and goes, oh shit, well, it's all shot and the prints are already set out. They could be like, well, we'll just fucking cut the scene and put it as an extended cut. And you can see all of the things we cut. That's also a marketing thing too. So So yeah, I had to pause that because I thought that's such bullshit. It's like that's not a good comparison.
Very, very
Come on, get
quickly
your
out
shit
there.
together, John.
So I do think it's going to be very hard to shield yourself from it. But if you are unable to shield yourself from it, verily I say unto thee, I do not think that means like the game is over or that hope is lost. So I don't know, Rob. I sent this on to you. You saw it. With your forensic deep study and deep dive, you have confirmed that this is also real.
Why you got to spoil it? You had to send that to me, and it spoiled everything.
Anyway, what stands out to you when you see stuff like this now out there?
Well, I purposefully shielded myself from Avengers Endgame spoilers. I had to. I mean, you could there. It was all spoiled.
John,
it was all online. I
He was
purposefully
probably like
did not
not looking
allow
at
myself
Just think about that one.
to know
I'm
what
finished
happened
with,
in
like,
Endgame.
is this
And I
real?
have to
Like,
say,
son of a bitch.
the very opening sequence with Hawkeye,
Oh, so
and
good.
then how it went into Traffic's Mr. Fantasy over the Marvel logo. Those two things I had no idea that they were coming, and just that scene and that piece of music. Those are filmmaking things. That's not even a plot point. Just seeing Hawkeye, just that, the way it was presented, that to me was incredible. And I'm watching this, and the thing that struck me about Doomsday,
It was good.
the things that we know, I was thinking to myself, even though knowing everything, I just kept thinking, what does this look like?
Mhm.
Knowing what's I've been thinking about this since last year. I can't wait to see this movie just to see some of the things that are going to happen. Like, what does that look like? And I literally was, what kind of music is this? Is what I'm thinking about the movie. What is?
Yes.
So this leak came out in February, but he knew everything about this leak before February?
Yes, because John and his cohorts here, as you know, they have connections. So they couldn't bring it up before, but apparently they've been on set. They've talked with people. So they've got the...
Okay, well, there's no difference between, like, the movie's not out yet. So if you're going to tell everybody that, oh, yeah, I knew all this from a year ago, but I couldn't say anything. But now that it's July, we can confirm that if you go and look up this document, you'll know everything. There's no logical consistency between those two thoughts to hold in your mind to be like, we can't tell anybody it's a year away. We can tell everybody it's 6 months away. What's the fucking difference?
I knew you did enjoy this. Yeah. Insane.
Fuck, man.
Fucking insane.
Gonna go over the Marvel.
Like you're protecting the movie? Like that's what you were doing before. You were protecting the movie, and now you're like, well, clicks are down. It's summertime. What can we do?
What song? Or is it score? Or is it nothing? I mean, I think the thing with these Marvel movies is that even if you know everything, especially with the Russo brothers, how it's put together is the joy of it all. And like you pointed out, Harry Potter reading a book, I read a lot of screenplays. I had read the screenplay for Hunt for Red October before it came out, and I'd read the book. That did not change the fact that movie was delicious to watch. I love the Hunt for Red October.
But here's the difference that he's not going to bring up, obviously. And that original script was changed. And a lot of what was in the Hunt for Red October book was changed. So I'm fairly sure, even if he saw the original script, and let's give it about Hunt for Red October would have been in the 80s, so the procedures and stuff were different. That I can guarantee you the movie was still fucking different than what he read from the original script and from what he read in the book. So I don't think that's a great comparison.
These are shit comparisons.
That makes no sense.
I love it. And everyone says, well, this movie doesn't have any setup, and I'm like, I don't care. I've been reading comic books my whole life. I've read the Secret Wars omnibuses. You know, I know
point
everything.
is, if you need this movie to be successful,
there's a
you need
Molecule
to bring
Man,
in
whatever.
people that
I
don't
care.
read comic books and don't necessarily care about comic book characters. Like the people that went to go and see Infinity War and Endgame were invested in the characters in the MCU, not from a fucking comic book from 1964.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I think we do well. The fact that I do the reading part, you don't read any of the stuff, but yet when we're judging it, and we've said this several times, especially with a storyline that I know, if you're adapting something, for me, a good adaptation is you don't have to one for one the story. You have to get the essence of what that story is. Like, say you're adapting something, then I'm assuming you're adapting that thing. Now, I don't need it beat for beat, but I like to keep the essence of what that story means. If you're saying that's the story you're adapting, not you're going to fucking change everything and make it into something you want it to be. With that being said, the MCU for me has gone beyond trying to reference source material. That's a useless at this point. I look at an MCU movie and go, how are they going to do the character in the MCU, not in the comic book lore?
Right. You're not saying how are they going to bring this comic book to life. We're past that.
In their universe, their established rules now, how are they going to make this thing work? That's how I choose to look at it. And I think the issue with a lot of people who are comic book readers and things like that, and we've come across this with even Star Wars. Like, look, I didn't know shit. I read some of the EU books back in the day. I didn't realize there was such a thing as an EU. I just saw a Star Wars book and I go, oh, I like Star Wars. I had no clue that there was a difference. And I never inherently connected those characters into Star Wars because I saw them as two separate things. So I get your line of thinking because you come from things like that, where I'm coming at it like, say, Lord of the Rings, why I don't like Rings of Power, right? Rings of Power is trying to adapt a literal book that exists, and they're changing everything and putting in political shit just because, right? Halo, right, PB? Halo, I wouldn't say you were probably a big Halo player.
I was not an Xbox person. I mean,
but you get the gist of the character.
Halo. I've never owned a Halo game.
But you get the gist of what the character is supposed to be, given
in a fucking helmet is what the character's supposed to be. In a fucking helmet.
And that's why that change was such a big deal to people, because you've essentially changed what the character is. Even if it's something stupid, like people go, well, Zod, it's just, he just took his helmet off. What's the big deal? Well, that's essential to the character itself. The helmet is a specific.
The point of Halo and you not seeing Master Chief is because you're Master Chief.
Exactly.
You are meant to be the character. Like, it doesn't work with other games. Like, you sit there, biggest video game character of all time. Who is it?
I don't know.
Come on, guy. This is super easy.
I mean, dude, I play a lot of video games.
The biggest video game character of all time, and you can't give me the fucking name?
Mario.
Thank you. I told you it's fucking easy. Video game character. He is a video game character. You are not him. You control what Mario can do, but you are not him. Halo, you are supposed to be Master Chief. It's a first-person shooter. You are the Master Chief. That's why I don't take the helmet off, because if he takes the helmet off, you'd be looking in a fucking mirror.
Yep. And that's what they use even in the games. But yeah, so bringing it back to what he's saying, once again, these points are all not from what a moviegoer's perspective are. These are points he's given as a fan. So I think it's very...
As a fan and an insider.
Yeah. And this is the thing we talk about with the media. I think we can consider John and them a little bit more part of the acceptable media, we'll say. The media that gets all these screeners and shit that we don't get here on a channel. Sometimes I do. Most times I don't. And for reasons because they like people like this. who are going to give these very broad arguments or points that you could say about anything. And they're coming at it from that insider perspective. Like, and for me, it obscures and it takes away the objective points that you can bring out and see it from people who don't do this, right? Just the average person. I would even say my lovely bitchy, right? She is not like us. She doesn't sit here constantly talking about media and things like that. So she sees a movie and she goes, that looks good. Or, that looks stupid. And that's 90% of the population, right? Which is the thing I think people don't talk about. We could sit here and have 1,000 viewers and like John's got millions, right? But that's still a small part of who's going to see the fucking movie. Our opinions, we can hype. Perfect example. Hey there, sexy. Anyways, I'm sorry. She distracted me.
Let's see a little elbow.
Oh, you get that elbow out of here, you sexy naughty girl. No, you can't do shit. The camera's pointed this way. No, if you got a shot of that, we'd be banned. Anyway, that is the point. So the point we're making here is, right, we can sit here as YouTubers and people who are plugged into the controversies and stuff, and everything that's blowing up our feed seems like the biggest thing. But if I go to Joe Schmo at my job and be like, hey, did you hear about this thing that happened in Hollywood? They'd be like, what? I don't even know that was like, look at this stuff with the Odyssey, right? I can guarantee you they're saying 500,000 dislikes. This movie's going to bomb, right? It's fucking Christopher Nolan. Let's take out what we see, right? What we see in our spheres, right? And I just asked somebody at the bar, you going to see the Odyssey movie? And it'd be like, yeah, I remember that film. It was originally 2 other movies called The Odyssey, by the way. One is a film that was shot for TV, like TV movie. Okay. That's as big as The Odyssey has ever been. So people who are sitting here making it like it was like it had all of this fame. It's like a Lord of the Rings. Okay. Let's be real. Lord of the Rings got big because of the movie. The book had a lot of people, which fueled people going to see it. But what do people remember Lord of the Rings? They don't go back to the book. They go, yeah, the Peter Jackson film, right?
What I remember
That's
from
what
Lord of
people
the
remember.
Rings is like 8 hours of walking.
And fuck you, it's deeper than that. Anyways, that isn't the point.
Lord of the Rings is not deep.
It is.
It's great fantasy. It creates some spectacular characters, but it's not deep. The motivations for these people is not deep.
You gotta look beyond. Anyway, maybe we'll have a discussion about that one. But anyways, there's a lot of emotional weight, is what I'm saying. But that is the point. The point is that
couldn't fucking hold back, could you?
I couldn't. We could see this controversy as the biggest thing, right? Odyssey is doomed if you go on the internet. It's done. It's gonna flop, whatever else. But I can guarantee you, nobody gives a shit that Lupita Nyong'o or Lupita, I can't ever say her name, that black chick. Nobody's gonna go, oh my god, she's playing Helen of Troy. Fucking game over. I'm not going to see this movie.
Talking about Lupita?
Yeah. They're not gonna see this and go, well, no, they're gonna go and watch the movie because the last fucking movie Christopher Nolan made was Oppenheimer, and it made a fucking $1 billion, and everybody saw it. They know who he is. They know he makes good movies, so they're going to fucking see this movie. But people will argue, no, and it brings back these stupid things with pre-order sales and all of this, and it's like, you take pre-order sales, they haven't meant shit. I still want to see a movie where the pre-order sales actually had a direct effect on its failure or its success. It's a bunch of bullshit because Obsession, nobody fucking knew about that movie and still killed it. And so pre-order box sales is such a fucking useless metric either way. And script leaks, swinging it back around, is another terrible metric because half of the people who are going to go see the movie don't even know this leak is out there. Only we do. So I get so tired of hearing like numbers like Supergirl is going to bomb. But the biggest thing that was pissing me off with that discussion were people going, the pre-order sales are the lowest they've ever been. It's doomed. So was The Mandalorian, and it's not a success, but it's not as bad as the pre-orders would have led you to believe it was going to be. I mean,
is it not?
No, it's not. It's not
don't
that
think
bad.
So, hey?
To be honest with you, in all actuality, it's not as big of a failure as people are hyping it up for views. That's just.
Guy, do we agree that reported budget is what, 165 million?
Yeah, that's mine.
It's at 340 million.
So it's not even a failure, really.
We definitely called Solo a failure, and it broke $400 million.
Yeah, but
Solo did cost more to make. I agree with that.
Failing is that it did not recoup its cost.
If you're taking 50% is $170 million, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, like I hear it going around that they're like, well, marketing costs are tax write-offs. Well, are they tax write-offs if you make money? Or are they tax write-offs if you lose money? Are they tax write-offs constantly? Because why in the fuck do people ever talk about the marketing budget if they're always just tax write-offs? Like if that's a thing that everybody knows, it should never have been brought up at any point in the past, except that it was. So obviously you got to count that in the cost of it. So if you're saying that 50%, like that, everybody, how many times have we heard that the marketing budget is 50% of the production budget, in the sense that if you spend $160 million to make the movie, you're going to spend another $80 million to market it, right? Like that's what everybody has said for years and years and years. So let's say that the movie is $240 million and you get 50% of the box office, which is $170 million. So you are $70 million short of the break-even number, according to industry standards. It's a failure, guy. It's a box office failure. Is it a loser overall? No, because people are going to buy Grogu shit. People are going to buy Mando shit. I got the freaking. This is the box from Burger King right here. There it is. I knew I'd be able to point to it. It's right there. I got the cup right here. I got the other cup on my table next to me that I got at the movie theater. I got the bucket in the kitchen that the popcorn got put in.
The question is, once again, we're bringing it back to you're a fan. How many just normal people have?
That's what I'm saying. You have to make a good movie that people who aren't invested in the IP want to go and see. Like I'm not invested in Mario. I'm not like, oh, I gotta get the new Mario game. Oh, did you see this Mario thing? But did I go and see the fucking movie? Yes. Because it's like, well, yeah, I mean, I played Mario when I was a kid. I couldn't tell you last time I played a fucking Mario game. I played 0 Mario games on the Switch 2 because I don't have a Switch 2. But the last Mario games that I played, I presume, are on the N64. And I didn't like that. Like, I played Super Mario Galaxy on the N64. I was like, 3D, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I actually like the 3D ones, but yeah, I get it.
But when you make that hard transition from playing Super Mario World to playing this, it's like,
it's
what
a
are you
lot.
doing?
Yeah, when I first put on,
I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's, in fact, quite a good game. It's probably one of the best games that were ever made for the N64. I mean, it's no GoldenEye, but what is?
Dude, GoldenEye is the metric for every game to this day.
Every shooter wishes it could be GoldenEye.
Oh my god! Still, it's amazing.
It's the execution, man. It's it's like when you go to a restaurant. You know, and you might have gone to that restaurant 10 times, but if it's your favorite restaurant, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But that does not change the joy of putting a perfectly a filet mignon medium rare at the perfect temperature with peppercorn sauce on the top. You know what it is. But
It was
when
like the Matrix.
This motherfucker is rolling in dough if his reference is like a filet. I've had one filet my entire life.
Me too. I was
One.
just
And it was because it was being paid for with whatever fucking money because we were going to the place that was my grandpa's favorite after the funeral. Like, he died, and they're like, hey, we're going to this place. And I was like, well, fuck, I'll get this. And it showed up, and I was like, why is this so small?
but
I should have just ordered the porterhouse.
when you ate it, you understand.
Oh, it was fucking delicious, guy. I ain't got the money to be buying fucking fillets.
But this guy, he's and this is where we talk about the disconnect between Access Media.
Regular movie fan, by the way.
What's that?
He's just a regular movie fan
Oh yeah.
with his fucking fillets.
Like us eating filet mignon. This guy is just the average Joe, and it's like, dude, no, that is such a bad comparison. Like, probably half your audience hasn't eaten a filet mignon. Like,
If he would have said like, you get that perfect chicken sandwich, I'd have been like, oh, all right, yeah, I've had many a chicken sandwich.
And that just it amazes me how out of touch Access Media is with like everybody, just like with the common people. And this is why I find it hilarious when a movie spectacularly fails, and we'll see it the back on go, I just don't understand why it didn't resonate with people. It's like, because you guys haven't been with the normal fucking crowd of people in years. You ever sat back at a McDonald's and ate with the fucking common person? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, probably half the shit in this guy's background is expensive. Like, look at the collectibles he has. Nobody has.
Average movie fan, look at the background.
Like, my background, hold on.
Your background isn't even half yours.
This is the average person, okay? And what you said, half of this shit probably isn't mine either. So,
dude, you have a golden horse.
Yeah, and that is and this Lilo and Stitch thing here in the background, definitely not mine. Iron Man, you guys know I'm a Captain America fan, so that's not mine. The Doom is General Zod action figure. I had to get that limited collector. The Evil Dead is mine. This fucking purple, these all here are not. So I mean, like, dude, and then now look at this guy's background. Look at this shit. I would literally kill for some of the things he's got displayed there. Half of that shit is thousands of dollars on the collectible scene. And he's like, I'm just like you guys, you know, I eat filet mignon now and then. I'm just like everybody else. You know what I could say as a guy who's just
okay, let him finish this shit analogy.
That first bite in your mouth, man. And I'm telling you, Marvel is cooking up a souffle, and I don't care if I know every single thing that happens in it. Nothing will replace the joy. Like, hey, something's going to happen in that movie, even if you know everything that we don't know. Like Sam Wilson saying, on your left, and Alan Silvestri's portals kicking in. That's just-tastic. And I don't, that's, you have to see the finished film. I know everybody wants to know what happens. I think probably because for me, the anxiety goes away. Great. I know the plot. Fantastic. But that doesn't at all hamper my enjoyment of sitting down. And
okay.
Who the fuck feels anxious because they don't know what's going to happen in a movie that they've never seen before? Okie dokie.
that is gotta be. We've heard some very dumb things.
But do you not? I don't understand why you don't want to feel your emotions in the moment.
to me, I don't know about you. Okay, so right now there's a huge game coming out called Assassin's Creed. It's my favorite one. It's called Black Flag Racing. There is tons of
re-releasing Black Flag.
Yeah, they're re-releasing it, and they're putting in levels that were originally supposed to be in the game, and they're putting in DLC. They're just incorporating it into the story. So now you could just play through and not have to pay extra, and it flows the way they intended. All that stuff, right? Shit ton of leaks out about this game. Early previews, the normal, right? I have not gone to any of my favorite people for reviewing games, to anything on Twitch. I don't talk to Perk because he's into the gaming knowledge. I don't want to come out and go, "Do you see the new racing?" Nothing. I have cut. Why is that, PB? Because I don't agree with the bullshit that when I go to fire up my copy of Black Flag Racing, that somebody ruining a level that I didn't know until a leak came out, right? And they go, "You got this amazing level," right? And I get to it and I go, "This is what was leaked. Oh my God, this is the level. I can't wait to play it." No, you know what happens? I go, "Son of a bitch. I wish I didn't read." Like, this is awesome, right? It's everything I wanted it to be. They designed it great, but that still ruins it for me. Because like you said, I wanted to see the fucking level when it was intended, right? That's part of the surprise. You go through and you go, "Oh shit, this wasn't in the original." Now I'm sucked in even more. For me, and I think he's failing to bring this up, it breaks immersion. It's like why people don't watch trailers, because they fucking tell you a cool scene and you get to it, it loses that impact. If you already see that and you see the scene again, what changed? Well, if they showed you how the whole fucking thing played out, you're just repeating something you liked that got you to see the fucking movie in the first place. That isn't the thing that's selling you anymore. And that is the issue that they're not talking about. Some of this stuff is probably meant to sell people on the movie or to get them talking about it after the movie. But if you already know about it, then you're taking away hype from that thing. You're forcing them to rely on something else. Like, say they say, "Oh, Tony Stark comes back," right? And that's supposed to be a surprise in the movie.
Well, I was gonna make that point earlier. Like, the biggest fucking spoiler for Doomsday, they revealed at the beginning. Can you fucking imagine if they were able to keep it under wraps, which obviously, like, it would have been near impossible because you have to literally film the scene. So unless you're gonna put like prosthetic and be like, "We casted this unknown guy to play Dr. Doom," right? You don't know who he is, and then you got Robert Downey Jr. with makeup on, so that you can't tell that it's him, because easy enough to do. Like,
yes,
they can make you look like a fucking alien that's from like Orc. You know, they just put on a Robin Williams mask. Anyway, like, that is the spoiler of the movie. Nothing could have been a bigger surprise than that. And they're like, "Hey, you know what'll get people to watch our movie? If they know that Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Doom." Whoosh. And it fucking worked.
yes.
So there are certain things that you can reveal ahead of time to be like, "Oh, this is going to get people to show up." Like, did we know ahead of time that the other two Spider-Men were going to be in No Way Home? I don't think so. Because they show you the trailer and it's just Spider-Man or Tom Holland swinging at the two bad guys. You don't see the other two Spider-Men in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like,
So
they kept that secret.
Yeah, I don't even think up to the day anybody knew.
Like, I don't know. I want to feel the things in the moment. I don't understand this anxiousness. Like, "Oh, I'm anxious." Are you anxious? Like, what is there to be anxious about? Like, because you think that you're going to spend your hard-earned fucking money to go and watch this movie and you're going to get disappointed?
I think
Let's put it this way. You watched The Force Awakens. I watched The Force Awakens. We both fucking loved the movie. We were like, that's how you fucking started off. We knew that Han Solo was going to get killed because the fact that they got him to actually do another Star Wars movie was a miracle in itself, right?
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't going to do all three. It was never going to fucking happen. Was I anxious for episode 8? Absolutely not. Had no idea what the fuck was going to happen. Obviously, I wouldn't have went and seen the movie if I'd have known what the fuck was going to happen. But I've been like, well, that's fucking terrible. Pass. I guess we'll just end it at episode 6 now, and we'll just say that episode 7 was a fun fanfic that somebody decided to make called J.J. Abrams. Anyway, anxious, right? Zero anxiety, because it's like, well, I won't be surprised. Like, what's going to happen? Like, what are they going to do to make Finn a Jedi? Because he used the lightsaber, so obviously he could be a Jedi. Like, he didn't use the lightsaber in the same way that Han Solo used the lightsaber. Han Solo went like this. Oh, fuck. Slice. Okay, turn it off. Finn was like, oh, yeah, that's fucking fine, motherfucker. Force push against the tree. Anyway, like, was I anxious going into episode 9? No, because I knew that it was going to be shit. Episode 9 is a comedy.
It is. It is a parody.
I don't understand. Like, do you not want to feel? Because he's talking about being anxious. Like, oh man, what if this terrible thing happens? What about the excitement of I don't know what's going to happen? The anticipation of this is going to be cool. You don't want to feel you got zero anticipation. He's like, oh, it got rid of all my anxiety. It also got rid of all your anticipation, except he's trying to say that it's not, because he's like, well, now that I know what's going to happen, now I can be excited for it. You weren't excited when, boom, peels the mask off and you're like, holy fucking shit. I mean, I went full Morty in that moment. I was like, son of a bitch, I'm in.
See, me, I was on the opposite end where I was like, ugh. But I never liked
that. Because I can see your point of view easily. Because having him do it, and what the very first leaks that I heard was that they're not going to reference it at all. They're not going to reference the fact that Dr. Doom is the doppelganger of Tony Stark. It's just an actor, right? This is the character that he is now. It has nothing to do with this other person. Even though we have variants to the point where you can turn Tom Hiddleston into a fucking crocodile. Like, we got variants. All kinds of crazy shit can happen, but they're just going to completely just gloss over and be like, well, this is Dr. Doom. He was there the whole time. I was like, okay, well, if that's what they do, it's going to be, the movie is going to be fucking terrible because the story is going to be dumb as shit. Like, the linchpin of the story is, how is this Dr. Doom and how is that Tony Stark? The intersection. What is the intersection? If the intersection is, I closed my eyes, we drove right through, I didn't see a single fucking thing. If that's the intersection, terrible.
So
continue
watching just from edit to edit.
Yeah,
what happens? The interplay between the characters.
Yeah, you don't know the dialogue.
Don't know, and how they change things. And I'm even the thing that I'm most interested in is because knowing what we know, John, the biggest question I had is how is this movie not going to be 3.5 hours long? How is it not? And I think part of the thing that I'm most interested in is I think that there's certain things that they've done in the beginning of this movie. I'm just going to say the beginning of the movie that they've shifted into Endgame Encore.
I lost my clicker first.
And I
the mouse went rogue.
Dude's a massive movie fan. Look at the background, right? Insider, knows what's going on ahead of time, wants to see shit, right? Like, oh, this is going to be fucking amazing, especially now that I know what's going on. He referenced all this stuff and then goes, the thing I'm most interested in is the runtime. What? How the fuck does anybody at any point in human fucking history been like, I love movies so fucking much, And this movie is going to be awesome. I can't wait to fucking see it. I know everything that's going to happen in it, but I don't get to see the dialogue on the screen. I don't get to hear the score. Like, I need to see the emotion in the actor. But you know what interests me the most? The runtime.
And let me play the one who's being fair here. I'll be the devil's advocate for the Campea camp, and I'll say what I think he's trying to convey is not, oh, I just want to see what the runtime is. I think he means it in the sense of how are they going to pack this much, let's say, awesomeness, because clearly he's super fucking excited, right? So I think what he's trying to say is this is all so fucking awesome that I don't know if you could do this in 2 hours or whatever the runtime is. I want it to be 3, so I'm going to be curious as to, with the amount of time they have, how they convey all this awesome stuff. I think that's what he was trying to go for, to be a bit fair. But it does come off as a bit silly. That's a pretty funny thing.
Yeah, just a bit.
But I think that is what he's leaning towards. But still,
okay. Well, then I would say if that's what he means, I feel like what he's actually means, like reading between the lines, what it actually means is, are we going to even get 5 seconds of sitting in our emotion? Because we got to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And what are they cutting? What did I not get to see so that they could get the runtime? What am I being disappointed by? Because I don't get to see it on the screen because the runtime has to be under fucking 3 hours or at 3 hours or whatever number they fucking pick. Who gives a shit? I want to see what happens on the screen. Like, I don't fucking care when people talk about, yeah, well, they had to do this because this thing was happening behind the scenes. I don't give a shit what the behind the scenes was. That's not what the story is. The story doesn't happen behind the scenes. It happens on the fucking screen.
I agree with.
I think
if I wanted to watch the documentary of how Doomsday was made, then I would care about behind the scenes.
My own sense, I'm just going to be able to sit with a knowing smile on my face when I go see Avengers Endgame Encore, whether I personally was right or not. And then I can tell people later that I thought they were going to do that. Because that's what I think. The most thing that I'm most interested in is the scenes I think that are going to.
I would have been so fucking pissed if I knew ahead of time that Steve picks up the hammer. I'd have been super pissed.
Yeah. I think all of these points
that they moved.
I'd have been like, oh, this moment that I get to have, because like you see it happening on screen and you're like, wait a second, why is it? Oh fuck, gone. You get to sit there with your smug smile. I know that he's gonna hold the hammer, and none of these people do.
It's so weird how out of touch these guys are. This is,
I've seen some people in the live chat saying, well, some of this stuff has been out there for a while. Yeah. Listen, I said last year, the reason I said everything's going to be out by July is because the information was already starting to, but it's when it starts hitting critical mass. And now it's starting to hit critical mass. Now it's out there everywhere. And that's why, because some of it was floating around already, and even the whole thing was floating around, but a lot of people weren't aware of it or didn't understand which was the real stuff from.
Hey, what's up, Outlaw Bill? Good to see you.
What's up, Outlaw Bill? You're missing all the excitement of, these regular movie-going guys.
These are, regular movie-going guys who supposedly just like the fact of being right. They are super excited when they could sit in the movie, apparently, and be like, oh, that scene. Hold on, I'm going full screen for this because it's. And don't forget to clip at this moment. All right, 154.15. Oh, do you see the scene right here? You see that? I knew about this a year ago. It's good to see it play out here. I wonder what they cut. Because I'm telling you right now, if this bitch is not 3 hours, I'm all right. You don't know it. You don't know what's coming. Oh my God. Okay, so there's this scene. I can't tell you what it is. You're not gonna believe it, but it might be in here. It might be coming up next. There it is. You see that? I told you. There it is. There it is. Like, are you fucking kidding? Are you kidding yourself? Was I wrong in my assessment? That's what this sounds like. It's like so. I thought that Campea was the most ridiculous, but congratulations, John. You're off of our list. The fucking guy you're friends with, this dude's take is the most stupidest thing I think I've heard in quite some since Dragons on the Wall. Because there weren't dragons, it was a fucking dragon. Never mind. Since Dragons on the Wall, thank you for that, IGN.
I thought that was Collider. That was IGN.
Was it Collider or IGN?
I can't remember now.
Collider. It was one of those horrible publications. Fucking throw a stone. All right. They were all running the same shit anyway. But my point being is that this guy takes the cake on some of the stupidest fucking takes I think we've heard on this channel in quite some time. It's like, it's such a pretentious kind of nose in the air. And I'm just going on how he's presenting it. It's like you're sitting there being an asshole and, you know, putting yourself up on this pedal and because you get early access and all this shit. I hate people like this.
It does feel like they're more excited for the early access and, you know, living with the knowledge that they're better than you because they know what's going to happen than they are what is actually happening in the movie. Because if you know everything that's going to happen, he's like, yeah, but I didn't know this dialogue thing and this dialogue thing. I was like, you're right. So in a leak, if there was a leak, right, for Endgame, the leak would say, and then Tony snaps his fingers. That's what the leak would say. But the leak is not going to tell you
the context.
That he says, I am Iron Man when he snaps his fingers. I mean, it could, but it probably wouldn't. At least not with the way that this leak is written. Like, they're essentially telling you the action set pieces and the characters that are in the same room as each other.
So
they don't tell you any of the dialogue. They don't tell you any of the positioning. They don't tell you any of the emotion that the characters are feeling. But these guys feel high and mighty because they knew Steve was going to pick up the hammer.
And yeah, that
I've turned the corner. I now feel bad for them.
It'll probably start hitting that critical point where enough people are now disseminating it that's when we're going to get into that kind of territory. And it seems that we are there now. And so, but there it is.
But the general movie-going audience doesn't care. They're the only we in this landscape of covering movies in the YouTube space and all that, and we're the voracious fans that every piece of information that you can get is like, give me more. But most people aren't that way. I guarantee you that when you sit down to watch this movie on Doomsday, but if you see it with an audience full of people, they're going to be shocked. They're going to be delighted. They're going to say, holy, it's going to be.
And you will feel none of this.
How insane this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, I can't imagine knowing what's coming. I've been watching Marvel movies just to prep myself for how delicious Doomsday is going to be. And no one is paying me to say that. I'm just a lifelong fan. This is like the ultimate summer crossover, whatever. I feel like I felt about this movie when I was waiting to read Crisis on Infinite Earths issue number 7, where Supergirl gets killed. I can't wait. I can't wait to see this movie.
All right, guys.
But you didn't know what was going to happen in the fucking comic book before you fucking read it.
So let's
what
talk.
A terrible fucking example.
So that's pretty much the end of that. And then maybe we could go through some of the stuff that the leaks do, or maybe not. I don't know.
Hashtag save Stargate.
Hashtag save Stargate. So after hearing that ridiculous thing, first off, I just want to say, John, not so much on the ridiculous stuff. Normally, we are going at John for some really crazy shit that he says, but no, that was not John at all. That's what I thought it'd be funny.
Okay, but they're all in the same boat of, well, now that enough people have seen this particular leak, we'll confirm that it's real. Are you or are you not trying to protect the movie? Because if you are trying to protect the movie, you're never going to confirm the leak. You're going to constantly say, doomsday rumors, doomsday rumors, doomsday rumors. You'll just repeat it over because you get another one, and you get another one, you get another one. And then you can actually talk. You can actually say what's in the fucking rumor because it's all just a fucking rumor. I mean, what I said to the woman, I don't know, last week before, is not too long ago. I was like, with the way that the internet works now and the number of people that are invested in these types of properties, every single thing that happens in the movie has already been said. Every single fucking thing. Somebody out there has a theory, a film theory, and they got this part right and they got that part right. The whole movie has been talked about already, the whole fucking thing, except nobody knows for certain. It's like, well, I have a theory. This is what's going to happen here. And then, boom, fucking nailed it. I mean, when we were getting ready for Endgame, I remember I got I got a video on my channel that was 4 theories on how Tony Stark gets saved. And it was either 2 or 3 that I was like, Captain Marvel goes and picks him up. Fucking nailed it. I didn't know that was going to happen, but I have a fucking brain.
And part of it too is that when we look at in history, a lot of shows even have been built off the premise of constructing a mystery that, in fact, as you're making the show, you know, some people are going to figure out. Like, let's take, for instance, I'm not going to ever talk about Lost on this channel, but what I will talk about and encourage people to see is From. From is built on a mystery. I have been watching it up to season 4. Some of the stuff I guessed when I started watching in season 1 have 100% been confirmed in season 4. And the showrunners probably knew, because of the way that their story is specifically built, that people were going to get some of the mysteries, right? That doesn't change the overall where they go. It's the nature of the beast when you make shows like that. So when you make a Marvel or something hugely popular that has pre-established lore and canon that you're drawing from very vaguely, even that stuff that you already know about that they might happen in the movie, you're putting it in there because of your knowledge on that specific thing, and you might be right about something. That doesn't mean you had a big fucking 80 pages confirming it. It's just a theory you have. The thing about this, and the thing that really pisses me off, is like you are saying, it's the best thing to do is to say, yeah, well, some of the stuff on this leaks might be close to what I've seen, but I can't 100% confirm. But like, I don't think they realize, like, going out and confirming this, and why I want to talk about it, it has lit this big fire that now both people who like or hate Marvel, like or hate Disney, now have this ammunition, and we've seen it. They're going to twist it depending on what their channel lean towards, right? If you're on the Marvel hate train, you're going to look at these leaks and go, I fucking knew it. Fucking trash. Look what they're doing here. This person that they have here, right? And on the other end of it, you could go, I fucking knew this was the movie of the year. Look at this plot point. This is exactly what we've been asking for. So that's where I think they're missing the point. Like, my whole stance is just don't fucking confirm or acknowledge either way. You know what I mean? Like you said, if you're trying to protect the integrity, right, of the film, and you want it to get the best possible fresh lens that people could go into it and just judge it off of the merits of it being this movie, right? You're taking out, it's a Marvel movie, take out Robert Downey Jr.'s in it, take all that shit out, right? And you're just trying to sell the movie on the merits of what the movie itself is about. I think that it's very disingenuous to come at it and go, well, yeah, like 90% of this is true, but aren't you excited to see how they put a musical score in there or something like that? That's what it feels like they're trying to say, because they very in a roundabout way have
he's
confirmed
excited
that, like,
to see how they keep the runtime short.
Yeah, they don't do anything to go, guys. Like, a better way to comfort people is we got guys. Like we said, we saw The Boys. We wish the leaks were true. I 100% wish what we heard leaked happened. I think that raises our scores for that series tremendously, right? But that was where, one, I felt those leaks were on purpose because they sounded a lot cooler, and it made people who would have been on the fence excited. Right? How many people do we see even in our chat excited going, no, the leaks. The leaks, right? And it was 100% bullshit. Everything we read before that episode. And I remember us talking about going, you know what? If these are true, kind of cool. Like, you even said that would bring your score up because you'd be like, wow, this sounds like fucking awesome, right? And what we got was
the leak was amazing.
The leak it sounded like, and we don't even know. Maybe PB, maybe somewhere out there that fucking leak is true. Maybe those scenes are shot, but like you said, they edited it or whatever else. They got the bullshit spinoffs coming out that nobody's gonna watch. Right?
Still waiting for the finale of Stranger Things too.
Yeah. Maybe in Netflix vault, there's that episode, PB, that they keep fucking hoping for over. Dude, as far as delusions, I have never met, like, we dealt with Snyder fans on here, which is by far the worst if you've ever dealt with those fucking weirdos.
Dude, like, everything comes down to the fans of the show, right? Like, it comes down to the fans. The vast majority of fans of Game of Thrones do not like the ending. They think that it's fucking somewhere between bad and fucking horrendous. Like, this is where it is. And then The Boys, the fans of The Boys, do not like the ending. I don't care if it got fucking review bombed. It's still not going to be rated anywhere close to what season 1 and 2 are. Like, holy shit.
And I always hate this thing,
but too. Now, the Stranger Things takes it to a whole new level. The finale is so bad, nobody believes it's the finale. That's wild.
To this day, PB, to this day, there's still people.
Hundreds of thousands of people are like, well, we'll get the finale soon.
So to me, Stranger Things, that final was so bad. You know how I do my top 10 worst movies? And I want to emphasize.
Oh, you do top 10s?
Oh, yeah. Just so you know.
It's a joke, guy.
So I do my top 10 movies. The show's ending was so bad that I am actually breaking my convention this year. And for the first time ever, I'm going to a television show in my top 10 worst movies. Because it's so fucking bad. I need to really tell you. I need to really let people know just how horrendous the show's ending is. And it's a lot of factors, but it's a thing that I've seen Netflix doing. Their mandate that forces directors and people to sit there and put into their scripts things to acknowledge in the show. The real world is ridiculous. Like them going, so this is the plan. And then someone comes in and goes, I don't know if you heard what the plan is, but just in case you didn't, this is the plan. And then a fucking other person comes in and goes, hey, I don't know if we talked about the plan yet, but just in case we didn't, here's the fucking plan. Dude, I knew more about the plan, I feel like, than the fucking characters in the show executing the plan. That's how many times we are fucking told about something that's going to happen. And so now when you take that into Stranger Things, right, that was where I really started to see what people were talking about, because you watch other Netflix shows, sometimes you can't catch it. It's there now that I've been looking for it. but it's very underlying, right? Certain shows, you don't notice it as much. But holy fuck, Stranger Things, they took that fucking mandate and they fucking ran with it. Like every fucking thing is explained at least 4 times in case you're not fucking paying attention, which we've talked about here on the channel is a absurd notion. It is absurd. It is insane that these companies want to cater to people who aren't. And I said this to Betsy and she was laughing. And I stand by this. If your show cannot attract people to get them to put their phone down, then I don't blame the person who's on their phone. You didn't make something that makes them want to take their attention off of the phone.
Bingo.
That's not a failure on the person watching it. It's a failure on you as the creator to having something so shitty that they can scroll and literally miss nothing. That means you made the show terrible, because it should be the opposite, where people are going, well, From is coming on, right? There's a lot of shit that happens. They don't explain it to you. Like, I've had to go back through and rewatch seasons again and go for a theory that I heard, right? Where I'm like, where did they pull it? And then you rewatch it and you go, oh man, maybe I got up, to get a drink or something. I just fucking mixed a key thing. And you know what?
No, man. See, like, if I'm watching something that I'm watching, if I got to get up to get a drink, it's getting paused.
Exactly.
I got to be able to see the screen, especially like you're watching a TV show and you don't hear anybody talk for like 5-10 seconds. And you're like, the fuck did I miss? Like, something happened. The camera lingered on something. Like, some piece of information was revealed to me and I didn't see it because I was not looking at the screen because no one was talking. But stuff that I don't really give a shit about, like if I'm just watching a show to watch a show, like if I'm watching Stargate for the 15th time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind if you get a message from somebody. I don't usually, like, it's very rare that I sneeze in the middle of a thought that I'm having, but it's rarer that I will pick up my phone to do some random doom scrolling on Instagram or X or Facebook in the middle of something, even if I've already seen it before.
Yeah, it's like too. I'm playing video games. I hear this thing that people will scroll while playing video. It's like that is also an interactive thing, and it's just a thing with the way that the people are now. And I would even say the younger culture is a good parameter on how good something is, because if you're not grabbing them, then obviously it just isn't fucking interesting.
I will say this though, for setting stuff down, being a Pokemaniac, the fact that for years and years, and I guess like the newest Scarlet and Violet still use the old system, but for Legends Arceus, for Legends ZA, so for the Legends game, your character gets attacked and you lose items that you can't get. You can go buy more, but you're gonna have to spend more fucking money that maybe you don't have. All of the Pokemon games for nearly 30 years, it's like, oh, I need to go take the trash out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't actively play the game while I take the trash out, but I can literally just set the controller down or set the Game Boy down or whatever you're fucking playing with, like whatever apparatus you got. You can set it down in the middle of a fucking battle, walk away, come back 12 hours later, still in the middle of the fucking battle, nothing fucking happened. I do love that about Pokemon. But if I'm playing fucking Call of Duty or GoldenEye and I set the controller down, I will die.
And using that,
so I get the appeal of being able to just walk away in the middle of something and then come back to it, because that's how it is as a Pokemon fan. I mean, I don't remember how many fucking times where I'm sitting there fucking grinding, right? I'm fucking grinding and grinding and grinding, because you got to grind or else you get to lose. So if you ain't want to lose, you got to grind. So I'm grinding. I'm playing on the DS, right? I'm playing my freaking Heart Gold version on my DS, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting tired. to the side. Don't save, don't do nothing. Just close it, set it to the side. Plug it in so it don't die, though. Yeah, you definitely got to plug it in. And then you crack that fucker open, boom, middle of a fucking battle. You're like, yeah, we're right in the action, bitches.
And to me, what companies need to do is they need to be original and grab them. I'm sure we'll probably do a watch along here on the channel, but I'll get Backrooms and Obsessions and we'll watch it here together. But those movies and why they're grabbing this younger audience is because the shit that's happening, it demands your attention. I've seen Obsession probably like 3 times now, and there's still shit where I watch the movie and I go, wow, I didn't catch this the first time. Right? So I think the question is not, oh, we've got to dumb it down because the audience is fucking dumb. The question is, what are you doing that is keeping the audience's attention? You're remaking this thing. You should make it with the specific goal to grab the audience and not market.
Not
stuff.
in a creepy way, though. Completely consensual.
Yes, complete consensual
grabbing.
Because to me, then that just becomes a failure. So how I would like to wrap all this up and
thank God,
and it put a nice pretty bow on it is, PB, to you, what do you feel that these companies, and we'll say Disney, Marvel, any of them, right? Just these companies in general, not these people who are hungry, but these companies that are wanting to go back to the way things were. What do you think? Do you think they need to maybe go back to basics and scale down these budgets, start making more interesting stories? I mean, what to you is the fix of getting those people that aren't like us?
I don't think that it's fixable, because I don't think that the film industry is based on film anymore. The film industry, especially when you have stuff like Marvel, which isn't its own studio, it's owned by Disney, and Disney, what do they want to do? They want to sell you merchandise. Like, there's one person on the planet that gets it. It's Mel Brooks. Merchandising.
Yeah, that's...
I don't think that they necessarily care about making the film great first. Like, that is not the marketing campaign behind Mando and Grogu. Was not to make the film amazing. It was, look at this cute character. You want to buy this cute character, right? You definitely want to buy this cute character. You're right, I do. It's cute as hell. But your movie, as far as storytelling, it's okay.
It's all right.
It's not bad. But it's not. It's no fucking Empire. It's no fucking Revenge of the Sith.
And that's where I say, and I told you when we talked about this, my take was that I was upset, not that the movie was bad, like people would lead you to believe, because it's not. I was disappointed because it didn't do anything beyond what.
Like, I haven't seen Obsession, so I don't know what happens. Like, I know the concept of the movie, so I do know what happens, but I don't know the twists and the turns. Like, it's not the first fucking film to ever do a version of the Monkey's Paw. It's not even close. There's so many Monkey Paw movies out there. It's ridiculous. But I would guess that the people, if they spent $750,000, they pay the lead actress $20,000 for the whole movie. It's like, $20,000. That ain't bad. I don't know how long it took to film. Like, she made $20,000 a month. That's pretty fucking good. I mean, it's not Robert Downey Jr. making $200 million off Endgame, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
For your first fucking movie.
Yep. And
they cared about telling their story. They wanted to make the film. They didn't want to make the character. They wanted to make the story. When the story comes first, the movie is better. The Backrooms, it's based off of stuff that's been around for I don't know how many years. Like, you can watch the entire series of the Backrooms, and this is the way that I understand it, it's not specifically this back room, it's a back room.
It's specifically the back rooms that Kane Pixel made. So it's his telling.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It would be like being in an alternate reality.
Yeah, you have several.
It's connected. A lot of the things are the same, but enough things are different.
Yes. But
it's like if you touch a quantum mirror and then you talk to Jack O'Neill and you tell him that his son killed himself when he's 9 and he goes, "Fuck you, he's at home, he's fine." Everything's the same except for this one thing is different.
And here's the thing with that, it does have established lore from the person making the film, which is on his YouTube channel. That's all there, and it does help if you've seen those shorts, because some of the stuff.
I'm afraid if they're saying that his most interesting thing is the runtime, that makes me afraid that we're not going to be able to sit with anything. Like, you're not going to have the scene anything similar as they have at the beginning of Avengers Doomsday, where they're in that little group talking and Russo's telling his story about going on a date.
Yep.
Well, that's a very emotional scene. I don't know if we're going to have time for anything like that in this movie, because they got to go from set piece to set piece to set piece to earth to earth to earth to earth to earth. And it's just going to be one thing after another. And you're going to go, wow, the pacing was there the whole time. That's pushing you to the next thing instead of letting you sit with what's happened. I don't think there's going to be there's going to be no sitting with what happened.
I was saying too, and this is my exact complaint, which you put better than I did in my whole 2-hour video with this night with Superman that we couldn't put our finger on. It's not that movie is a bad movie. I don't even think it's terrible to watch or whatever. It's, for me, like you said, the pacing is atrocious, and the way the movie moves to me feels like just getting us from a scene to a scene, and the emotional stuff that could have been in that movie are fucking ruined by that dog. You can already see my short about it. You guys know how I fucking feel about the dog. And so, for instance, I went to Supergirl, and already that, to me, I might be on a fucking island once again. I gave it a bit of a higher score because they fucking got rid of the dog in the fucking beginning of the movie, which for me already brings it up. The issues, however, with the movie is it's got one of the worst needle drops I've ever heard to a movie ever at the end of the film. It destroys the final battle. It is the worst song choice I've heard in years. And that is Captain Marvel's I'm Just a Girl.
Before you spoil more of the movie for me, because I would like to see it unspoiled, I'm not going
to say what it is.
Shut up. I will ask you one question about it, because I heard it from, I'm pretty sure it was Adam Does Movies.
Oh, yeah, he's great. Love that guy.
He's very entertaining. But he said in his non-spoiler review that Lobo is in the movie for at most 10 minutes. Accurate or not?
100% accurate.
Damn. Anyway, I'm still with you.
And the thing about it is, that's crazy, is that he is probably the one character where you see the fights, you'll know when you see the movie, and has the most, it almost feels like 2 separate movies when he comes in. And the movie he's a part of was the one I wanted to see. I'll put it to you that way. He is quite literally the best part of the film, hands down. And the thing that
we knew that was going to be the case before we fucking.
And the thing that sucks about it, though, is Millie Alcott could have been an amazing Supergirl. It's not even that. Like, when you watch Captain Marvel, I say just the character's horrible. There's nothing good about it. It's just atrocious to get through. And then the actress is not good in the role. So it's fucking even more horrendous. With this one, it's weird because Melly Alcott is acting her ass off. She genuinely has one pretty decent scene that I'd never hear people talk about. You'll know where to see it, but it's pretty emotional. It's one of the most emotional beats in the movie. And when you see her act, it made me go, okay, this isn't a case where we have an actress who isn't trying now. She is elevating the shit out of this material. Just the material is so bad. And they do the fucking Zack Snyder shit where they have the yellow piss filter everywhere. And so it's just like, it's very just, it's just everything about the movie is aggressively okay. And that's the problem with the film. It's not bad and it's not good. It's just very okay. Everything in it is fine. There's nothing offensively bad.
So it's so what you're saying? It's like a solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah, that's what I gave it.
Right. So just like the Batman.
It's no. See, you're fucking nuts. That's where I put that at 7 or 8. Because, and you know what? After you see this movie, I want you to change that fucking score because I don't think, or you're gonna have to go lower. Because if you're calling Batman 6, and I consider
it depends. I've explained plenty of times my problem with why Batman is so low. It doesn't have to do with the acting. It doesn't even necessarily have to do with the story because the story could still be the same. It's just that Batman ain't the one that's doing it.
Yours, I feel, are still more personal hiccups, but that it's kind of awkward because I don't think you could put Batman in the same as Supergirl because Batman has parts that are great to me. Can we agree? There are great moments you could pick in that film that are just.
I mean, yeah, of course it has great moments. Pretty much any time that Jeffrey Wright is on the fucking screen is a great moment in that film.
Oh, okay, right. That's the difference. Where you could call that a 6 and say it only has a few great moments, but the rest of it for you just doesn't. And I get it. Even though I break your balls about it, I get it. This movie is one of those movies that everything is just aggressively okay. It doesn't do anything great at any one particular moment. I mean, we could even say that even Lobo appearing, it's okay because he's only got 10 minutes. So that drops it down. That could have been great. His scenes could have been great, but just because of how he's used and how it feels so out of place, even that just feels okay. So the movie's aggressively fine. And I think in this age where people are more tight about this money, and we brought this up with Perp, that I still feel that Perp fails to see, and most people fail to see, is that okay is not cutting it. You need to be more than just okay, because people don't have the fucking money they used to. They're not going to waste their money on something they hear is aggressively decent. Then they say, well, I can wait for it to come out on streaming. Why am I going to spend all this money where it'll come on to fucking HBO Max for free?
No, I am hoping that one of these days in the near future, the Tedward is going to stay at his grandma's house so I can go see the movie, because that's how we saw Mando and Grogu. He went and stayed at his grandma's for a day, so then we were free, went to the movie theater.
See, for me, your opinion is more of, let's say, the average moviegoer for that reason, right? Because you have to specifically schedule time. So for you, I would imagine it hits different.
No.
If a movie sucks.
I didn't have to schedule time before I had the child. I would just go and see the movie.
Yes, but see,
like, I would have seen because I don't like to necessarily deal with the crowds, right? So if we go back to a traditional schedule, as long as I didn't have to work, I will go and see the movie that Friday morning.
But now that you have that, and I would say your position you're in now is pretty similar to what most people.
It's a very standard position for people of our age or a little younger.
So you're a great parameter, because now we're talking about, we saw it because it's
not a money issue. It's not a money issue.
I feel like people are more self-conscious about their time, and they only
the movies aren't
moments.
cheap. I understand that. I understand they're more expensive, especially if you go to like the IMAX or you're watching it in 3D. Like, I get that they're more expensive, but I want to have that moment. I want to live through it.
And
I don't want to know what's going to happen going into it. I mean, I don't have a problem. As soon as we get done with this, we can talk about the fucking leak, because it doesn't mean anything. Even at that point, if we talk about it now, right? We talk about the whole fucking page, right? And we break down every fucking moment that they're gonna fucking have and be like, oh, this is gonna be fucking fantastic. And then we get to the movie and we're seeing it in 6 months' time. You're not gonna remember everything that you fucking talked about, and shit's still gonna be a fucking surprise to you. Except for these guys.
these
fucking guys. I did my research into the leak. So what? You called a guy and he's like, "Oh yeah."
And I mean, even let's give them the benefit because they're pretty high up in the industry, right? Say everything that is 100% true that we, like word for word on the page, right? There's still a thing that I feel this doesn't pertain to the normal people, and my whole conversation that I'm having is not how are you going to get us to go, but I think the biggest issue they need to figure out is how they get them people who went and made Obsession and the Backrooms famous. How do you get those people into your film, right? Those movies he brought up, right? Hokum also did a great amount of money. You probably don't know what that is. That's another great horror movie. My horror movie list is going to suck this year.
I know what it is. I didn't see it.
Leviticus, you probably never heard of. That movie I just did a review on. It's on my June movie ranking listings. You guys can check out. And I put that up in my top 5. How many people have seen Leviticus? Don't know. It's made up its budget, but you know what I mean? So I think your issue and the issue these companies are having is blockbusters aren't what they used to be, is because you're not capturing the minds of these people who are constantly on their phones, who seem to be making up the box office. Like, this younger crowd seems to be the thing that is driving these movies. And you're not getting people younger than us to the theater. And that's a big issue. She, like the little dictator, she was more excited to see Backrooms and Obsession than she is to see the Mando and Grogu. I even pitched it. I was like, hey, we have an extra time. You want to see because I had seen it a second time. I was like, you want to see Mando and Grogu? And she was like, isn't the Backrooms out? I was like, sure. She goes, let's go see that. She had no fucking interest. And that is, I think, the issue that these companies need to iron out is, you already got us. You got the older people who grow up. We're gonna go. That's not where the money issue is coming from. You're not getting anybody who's like our kid or something like that to get their interest into it. I think that's where the system is failing. It's building up the same height you built up 20 years ago for the same group of people, essentially. No one gave a fuck about Marvel like that until Marvel had this run, right? We've said it several times. Most of these are considered C characters, right? Who do you think of?
I don't know if I 100% agree with that. Spider-Man and the original X trilogy.
I mean, Spider-Man.
Those two were pretty big time, but I would agree. Like, you got Ben Affleck, Daredevil. Nobody gave a fuck.
Nobody gave a fuck. Even Iron Man and Captain America.
If we're comparing them 1-to-1. Blade is a massive success, and it's nothing compared to Spider-Man.
I mean, even Blade would have been in this conversation too, and those movies did ridiculous.
No,
the first two Blade movies did very well.
Compared to X-Men and Spider-Man. Do I need to check on this? Because now I feel like I need to while we're on air, so I can put you in your place.
A lot of people argue that Blade was the thing that kicked open the door.
I'm not talking about the quality of the film. I'm talking about how many people fucking care about it to the extent that they're willing to pay, which means box office revenue.
Yeah, look at the box office revenue, because
I'm going to. So the original Blade, 1998. Worldwide, give me a guess.
I don't know. I'll say 150 million.
131 in 1998.
Which back then, though, if
Nope,
you're
that ain't great because you got to compare it to like Titanic. Like there were still billion-dollar blockbusters in the 90s, guy. 131. Spider-Man 4 years later. 4 years. That's it. How much did Spider-Man make?
I would say
Because your first guess was pretty close. 150, 130?
no, I was actually gonna go to like maybe 4 million, 400 million, 4 million,
800 million.
Okay, I do. Yeah, I do.
$100 million. Okay, now we'll do X-Men. Because this is what we're comparing here. Well, the first one, 2000, 2 years after Blade. How much did X-Men make?
I'll say 200 million.
296.
Yeah.
So it more than doubled what Blade did. So I will go back to Blade didn't fucking do anything, guy.
I'm talking
it didn't get the masses to come in.
The budget that it was made for and everything else, it was considered a success.
I didn't say it wasn't a success, guy. We're comparing characters to be like there were no big superhero movies before. Like if you're just doing straight numbers, like Superman has nothing compared to the fucking Avengers. Like it's Superman, and the original Superman made I don't know, but let's find out what Superman made. Because I bet you it's crap compared to $2.8 billion. Superman, 1978. It made $300 million back then. So we can crank that up. Maybe $1 billion nowadays. Maybe.
But it's still
a lot. It's a lot back then. $300 million seems like a lot of fucking money back then. But when you compare it to the other movies that have come out since, nothing compares. I don't care how big of a fan you are. Just looking at the numbers, nothing compares to the MCU when it comes to heroes. But when you go beyond that, Spider-Man and X-Men vastly far and away of everything else.
Yeah, and
Superman made one good movie. The other ones did not make $300 million.
I mean, also too, I'm talking though. Building up consistency. The most consistently successful franchises have been either Batman or Superman movies and Spider-Man. And then X-Men did for a while, but X-Men's a weird one because of the whole Fox thing and all that shit that was going on back then. But I'm just saying, as far as what we consider consistently always having big draws, as far as if you say the character's name, what's going to get people to see it? A lot of people will go see a Batman movie. A lot of people will go see a Spider-Man movie. Avengers were sold on the buildup, getting people invested in the characters, like you said. And why I am downplaying what I think Doomsday is going to do is because, and you said it yourself, there doesn't feel like there's a storyline. I mean, who are people invested to? Let's take who everyone was attached to, Endgame and Infinity War. You could have asked anyone. It could have been 100 million different characters, right? But who are people locked in for this? Like, yeah, we're bringing back the old X-Men. Cool. Who's, like, how is that the draw? Where, like, you brought up Endgame or Infinity War. One, it was the end of the saga. So it was the conclusion of a story you've been following. But two, everybody had different characters they were invested in, and you wanted to see what the end of that character story was going to be. But let me ask you, PB, who do we have on Doomsday that has had that arc? And I'm not talking about, oh, we're bringing the X-Men back from fucking 20 years ago or Deadpool Wolverine. I'm talking about like, for instance, for the first Infinity War, I was following Steve Rogers' storyline. That was my jam. Yours was probably Iron Man, right? You wanted to know. That was like you're in. You're like, fucking Iron Man's the man. Let's go. I was like, Steve's the man. All right.
I have to admonish myself. The The Google tells me that $300 million in 1978 is the equivalent of 1.5 billion today.
So that would mean that is that true?
I mean, no, that's what the inflation calculator is telling me.
So that would mean that Blade would technically today have been in the $1 billion category.
No, that's what I wish. I wish, because if you can track how much money the movie makes, you can quite obviously track how many tickets are sold. Because that's what I want to know. Because allegedly, because there's no finite source on this, so allegedly, the movie that has sold the most tickets all time is Star Wars.
Which that's insane. I mean,
it's not insane to me.
I mean, but if you talk to who's still alive from that era, but I mean,
Star Wars was a revolution in filmmaking. Like it came out in 1977. It looks infinitely more plausible, believable, and fantastical than Superman did a year later.
Which is crazy.
Like Superman don't look like he's flying through the sky, guy. Those X-wings look like they're flying in space.
Yeah, I think, and that's my whole point with this that I wanted to make is, I think the box office is going to depend on the people you get it into this movie that aren't us or John, the normal, who's claiming to be the everyday guy. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just a regular movie watcher.
We're just a regular moviegoer like you guys. The fuck? You haven't been a fucking regular moviegoer for like 20 years. I think the last time he ever fucking paid for a movie out of your pocket. Get the fuck out of here. Like, dude, they see shit. He even said by his own admissions, they were on the fucking set. So you can't go, oh, well, I mean, we were on set. We were talking to the fucking donut people personally. But we're just like you guys. The bagels. Thank you. You can't tell me you went up to a bagel person and then you're going to try to sell me that you're just like me. Because when's the last time you've been on a movie set? I have never been. Were you ever a part of a movie set we should know about? Did you ever have this inside scoop? Because
I mean, I've been through the set of a movie before it was the set of a movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's the movie with Johnny Depp where he's playing the gangster?
Oh, yeah. Fuck, what was it called? Oh, that was a great movie. He played
filmed it. Right? They filmed it in Oshkosh.
So, but then
no, I've never been to a fucking movie set.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've never rubbed shoulders with you guys, so it's so asinine when you're making these predictions or you're talking about leaks to try to frame it like, well, guys, I'm just like you, and you need to just go along on the ride. And it's like, no. What they need to do is to get people into the theaters that, unfortunately, like this TikTok younger generation has proved, when you get that kind of numbers out there, your movie's going to do well. It's just the fact now, because Obsession and fucking Backrooms proved it, man. And now the family movies are coming out swinging too. Like, we're on Toy Story 5. That movie's about to make ignorant fucking money. It's already doing crazy numbers in the box office. So there are two groups you're either going for. You're either going for the family group, which Marvel has never done, so they're out of it, right? So what's the next group you got to get? You got to get the people like me, and you got to get the other people who normally wouldn't give a shit about something like this, and you got to make them want to go and see it. And I don't think that Doomsday has done enough to get the people, hell, even 20 years ago, that were excited about the original run. There's no connective tissue. And I know I'm going to bring up your favorite thing, right? You love built-in universes and things like that, right? This universe is so fucked and so broken because of everything that's happened that even the universe itself is so fragmented.
No, that's why it needs to get reset.
Yeah, like, and I honestly, this might be the hottest take I have, but honestly, I think they need to stop trying to tie in the shows as well that are on Disney Plus. Make them. What I'm saying is,
no, they need to do it the way that Shield did it.
Yes, exactly, something like that. Where if you watch
don't tie the movies to the shows, you tie the shows to the movies.
Yes. So that way, if someone has never watched, say, Echo, I'll just use because it's the first thing that comes to mind, right? But say they're like, oh, it's R-rated, so cool, I'll give it a shot. Right now, they should do it as in, if you're watching Echo, you get references that they might throw in from the movie, but you don't need to watch Echo to go and see like Doomsday. It's just You'll know the character. If she pops up, you'll know who she is and her backstory, but you wouldn't have had to watch it to see it. And that's another complaint I see about people who even like these that followed the first ones is like, man, I don't want to watch Disney Plus. Now I got to watch Loki to understand how he steals the powers, or Doom steals Loki power and the significance. Now you got to watch Loki season 2 to understand why the character would want that power, because it's very fucking important. And that's...
I have one fun fact to say, and then we really got to wrap this up because it's been taking too long. So, fun fact. Superman made $300 million in 1978, equivalent to $1.5 billion today, roughly. These are all rough numbers. Spider-Man 2002 made $800 million. Guess what that's equivalent to today?
Well, at least probably over $2 billion. If I had to guess.
$1.5 billion. So the first Spider-Man and the first Superman, monetarily speaking, made the same amount of money. In my mind, it makes me think that more people went to see Superman. Like more tickets were sold, which is why I wish that we didn't talk about the box office numbers, because like, especially nowadays, they get inflated with all of the extra shit that you're paying for, your IMAX, your 3D, stuff like that. Whereas those numbers are heavily I went to go and see a movie, it cost me $5.
We don't have the same metrics we did where you could say every ticket was $10 or $9.
Because like I understand like everything is relatively speaking, because if you break it down to your pie chart, it's like, okay, well, yeah, we sold $300 million back then and this number of tickets. Well, you have the ability to sell way more tickets nowadays because the population is larger.
Which then invalidates that whole discussion.
Which would invalidate that, but we can do the real numbers per capita.
Yes. And I think that's why I was saying I knew Supergirl was going to do well, but I hated the things where I was like, I wasn't calling it a flop right away, even when the pre-sales came out and they were like, oh my God, they're super low. And
I'm pretty sure it's going to be monetarily flop to the point where they'll be like, oh, that wasn't a great idea.
No, it's, if you look up the definition of a bomb, this movie's going to be, it's spectacularly terrible numbers. But I did not go into it with that mindset that this is a flop. You know what I mean? And I think that's the issue that I have with a lot of these reportings, and why I wanted to bring this up today and kind of talk about it with you, because I think we've always been fair, even with shitty shows. I watched The Acolyte. We all knew that was going to be a pile of shit. I still suffered through that whole thing. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Fuck my life. Worst. Oh my God. Worst mantra, worst visuals, worst. They spectacularly misused all of the great.
I need you to stop reminding me of this show.
Now, why I bring this up is because even that show, both me and PB, we gave it a God's honest chance. We sat down, we watched it, and we told you from our perspective of watching it how fucking bad it was. So I hate this trying to make your argument just be about these fictitious numbers that we don't even know what the real numbers are. These are just ones that we maybe can get a guesstimate of. That's not like, if you looked at Obsession, no one predicted that was going to be a fucking huge hit and have a big run. No, you could have easily said for that movie when it was coming out, I don't think it's going to do well. No one's heard of this 20-something. He's a YouTuber making a movie. This is going to fucking, I mean, we could have used that argument for that and been like, this is going to be the biggest pile of shit. And now when I go in to watch it, I have that mindset of I never was giving it a chance because I've been reporting it this way for so long. So it obscures what you're going to do. And I'm trying not to do that with Doomsday because personally, I just don't have that hype, but I want to get there. I want to be excited about it and give it the fairest observation that I can, because I do feel like I'm not going to dislike. I don't think I'm going to dislike the movie. I've said that several times. I'm just not excited for it.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
The last time I was excited for a cameo was what's the evil Superman, the anti-hero?
Oh,
The one with Dwayne Johnson.
Black Adam.
I was actually excited to see, like, mid-credits or whatever, that Super Dogs freaking movie.
Yep.
I was like, oh, it's his dog!
So
That was the last time I got excited.
that was the last time she was excited for a cameo. So
No, she just said, I heard it. That was the last time I got excited. You are a disappointment, son.
but this is what I mean, though. She's the kind of person you want to be talking about Avengers. She should be coming up and going, you know that Steve
I
Rogers.
don't think that she's even a movie fan, guy.
Oh, she is. Like, honey, you like Spider-Man, right?
No, I don't think that, like, she worked at a movie theater and you worked at a movie theater. You worked at this theater together. And all of the time, you were like, I saw this, I saw this, I saw this. And bitchy's like, I went home. Like, very rarely do I remember instances of you being like, yeah, then we got to watch this movie early together. That was not a sentence that you spoke.
I think the only time it was like that, the most I've ever seen her was the original Joker. Dude, she's probably seen that. This is no lie.
11.5 times in theaters.
Yep, she's seen it more than me.
Oh.
It's probably the
And-
only movie she's beat more than me.
Nice.
So yeah.
Ooh, I think I like the second one better because it's easier to clean.
Now, honey, are you excited for the brand new Spider-Man?
Comes out in like
I haven't
2
really-
weeks.
I haven't really seen any trailers other than like when I'm at work. I'm willing to give it a shot, but I'm not expecting. But with the Spider-Man movies, they still have a little hope yet because the last couple of them were pretty good, so they still have a fighting chance.
And she is the perfect example of the
Yeah.
problem that we're facing. See, she's seen the last movies and gone, you know what? This is still a good franchise. I'm
Also
not.
because
and-
I like Spider-Man. So
Yeah, and also too, she is what I would call a normie, right? Because she knows of Spider-Man, she's a fan of Spider-Man. She's going to give the movie a shot because she likes it. But a lot of what she said is probably what your average moviegoer is thinking. They're going to see a trailer of Spider-Man and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember the last one was fucking awesome. I got to go and see
Garfield's
this."
better.
So
So now my excitement is kind of I still like Spider-Man, but I like Andrew Garfield better.
she is probably one of the few people I have heard in my life who will argue the Andrew Garfield take. Like that's what
She
we're
thinks
dealing
that
with.
Andrew Garfield is more attractive than Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland, guy.
Oh, I do.
Holland's too.
Tom Holland's too young. Tom Holland reminds me of a little
Oh no,
kid
he's
still.
actually older than you think,
But he still looks like a creepy Dixon.
Yeah, he's like 30 and he looks like he's
Like,
12.
I know it's Spider-Man's whole shtick, where he goofs off, he can be a little naive, whatever. But I still felt like Andrew Garfield was a mix between Tobey Maguire's and that Tom Holland, where there's the seriousness of it, yet the nonchalant kind of like doing whatever. I think he's the perfect guy. Well, he was my first crush, so.
so as you can see, like these are the kind.
This sounds a whole lot like the Ben Affleck is the best Batman Bruce Wayne combination. He's just in the worst movies.
Just in the worst movies. Yeah, that's
Yes, they did him dirty with the second Amazing.
yeah, and that's the thing too. Like if you look, and I've done a breakdown, and I might do another one leading up to Spider-Man, but if you look at his portrayal of Spider-Man in isolation of the movie itself, it's not bad. And even that first movie is pretty good. It's just he got let down by the script. But those movies themselves, and people largely consider, right, Amazing Spider-Man 2 to be one of the worst besides Spider-Man 3. Those two contend over which ones were the worst. But even those movies still attracted to people. So I guess to sum everything up and put a bow on it, I think that Doomsday's biggest problem that I'm seeing is I don't think the hype is there. I really don't. I don't think the hype is comparable to the hype we had for the Avengers years ago. And I think that's the issue. What do I think the movie?
Once we get off the air, we'll see if your hype changes when we read the leak.
Oh boy, yeah. Then I could go in and go, let me tell you. This leak.
I'll make it going.
Just wait. Like,
Where is your fucking microphone, guy?
It's over here.
Okay, because like getting a lot of fade in and out volume wise.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I just gotta kiss.
You just gotta kiss that elbow, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Rub that unihorn.
No, show him on camera.
Oh boy. Okay, this is a little weird. I don't know. And there you go. With that being said, thank you guys for joining the show. We laughed, we cried, we rubbed nipples. It was great. I love you, dear. You hit that like, share, subscribe, hype, and all that. And tell us in the comments. I want to know from you guys: are you excited for Doomsday? Are you excited for Brand New Day? And do you feel like your hype has anything to do with leaks, or are you just naturally excited for this movie? I want to know who's just excited for the movie. Like, take out leaks, take out everything. Just, has this been on your radar? You hearing it now and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I've been waiting for years. Or do you not care? Because I think that's the biggest problem franchises are facing. People just don't fucking care. And that's worse. Even if you have hate, you're still getting something. But when people stop caring and they have apathy towards something, that's where I think you run into the biggest issues. That's where franchises die, because people just don't give a shit anymore. They just don't care. And that to me is worse than anything else, really. I mean, with something that's bad, you're still getting people are still talking about you. But when people stop caring and you're not getting from anyone, that's where we might have an issue. I don't think Doomsday has the hype around it. I really don't. I think the numbers will be good, but I don't think it's going to be super great. I don't think it's going to be horrible. I think it's just going to be average. And that's been this year for all these blockbusters. They're just okay. They're
just
good.
Average will be disappointing for an Avengers movie at this stage.
Yeah. So we're still hoping for good. Thank you, everybody, for watching. As always, remember, there is only one rule. Here in the Phantom Zone, kneel before
Saving Stargate.